Where is it? Wait, there you go. Matagal na tayo hindi nagsistream mga kuyas. Newbie na ako, newbie. I don't know what to do. Wait lang. I need to do this. Need to do this. Nasaan yung chat? Gaming pala yun. What? Wait, what? Nasaan yung chat nito? Tinanggal ko ba? Current song. What's up, Kuya Lionel? What's up, Wiz Tech? Oh, man. Nasaan yung salamin ko? Bumili na kaya ako ng Bluetooth na na mouse. Para hindi ako nauubusan ng USB port. XX Riri XX shut up BTS. What's up? Hindi ko naintindihan. LeBron King, what's up? LeBron. Nasaan yung chat ko? Bakit wala akong chat? Ito pala dapat. Yun. That's the right one. I was using the wrong one. Yan, there we go. Konbanwa! Konbanwa! Okay lang. Tingnan ko kung mukha pa rin akong may sakit pa rin akong konti mga kuya. But slightly better na. Enough na pwede na tayong ano. Medyo hirap pero pwede, kaya. Malakas ba yung music? Thumbnail. Sobrang lubos na lubos. Sulit na sulit ko na yung green screen ko ngayon. Ano pa kailangan kong gawin? You know, years of streaming managed to train me enough na hindi masyadong palpak yung stream kahit na wala akong preparation. Let's see. May music na tayo? Wait, bakit no song? Okay, that's why. Because wala akong app na naka-on. Malakas ba yung music or okay lang? Feeling ko sa wakas naunahan ko si Kuya Norms. Sabi ni Carlo Reyes. I'm sorry ha, ask lang idol, meron na bang Mi Max 3 sa SM Mega Mall? Meron na ba? Hindi naman nata in-announce sa Pilipinas yung Mi Max 3, di ba? What is this song, man? What a weird song. Masyado siyang ano, upbeat. Gusto ko mag-relax lang tayo. Gusto ko ano, chill coffee songs. Kailangan ko nang kumuha pala ng no. I want some water from the downstairs. Bago tayo magsimula, guys, kukuha ako ng tubig. Sakto lang. Alright, thanks Kuya Lebron. Thanks Kuya Jim Carl. Oh man. 3 weeks tayo nawala. 3 weeks tayo nawala. Dahil sa Honor Play. Actually, before sa Honor Play, BTS jacket. Yes, meron tayong BTS jacket. Nandito yun eh. Medyo masikip sa akin. Pero pwede na rin. Pwede na akong makipag-halubilo sa mga K-popers. You know? Pwede na akong makihalubilo sa mga K-popers. Baligtad nga pala siya kasi yung webcam ko naka-mirror. Pero pwede na tayo makipaghalubilo sa mga K-popers. Alam nyo, may mga magagandang ate naman sa mga K-popers eh. So, pwede na yun. Although, yan yung jacket. Hey, what's up, Kuya Norms? Pwedeng relax on tayo today. Nape-pressure ako eh. Wait, ano to? Bakit lumitaw si BTS ano? Hindi, dun lang sa kabila. Sa kabilang Spotify. Let's see here. Konbanwa, sakto yung delay para sa Poco. Sakto yung delay para sa Poco. Mark Roger Desiderio says, thoughts of decent GPU para sa school. Decent GPU para sa school? Yeah, MX150 is pretty good actually. Or ano, kung desktop yan, ano yung pinag-uusapan natin dyan? GT 1030. Pero mag-ingat ka lang kasi may mga si Nvidia sinira niya yung 1050 tsaka sinira niya yung 1030 by launching ones with bad memory. Yung si GT 1030 dinowngrade niya to DDR4, which is ang laki ng binagal ng 1030. Ingat kayo sa ganon. Wala nang intro sa Pocophone na agad. Nabasa ko yan, yung Xiaomi, teka, tingnan natin yung Xiaomi, no? Bagong laptop ng Xiaomi. Yeah. Bala ko rin i-mention ito, kaya lang, alam nyo naman. Ano bang gusto nyo? Okay. Hindi magandang pag-usapan si Pocophone, ayoko nyan. Tingnan nyo naman yung buo ko, basang-basa pa. So, sobra. That's sickness for you and nasira din yung webcam ko. Webcam, mamayos ka. Yan, minsan ganyan lang talaga si webcam, no? Yeah, get a GTX 1050 kung kaya. Kamusta na kayo mga kuya, mga ate? Joke lang, sino bang ate yung pupunta dito? Actually, si ate Nyao Nyao yung pupunta sa BTS. Pero bukod doon, wala na tayo masyadong ate dito sa ano. Ano pangalan ng isa? May isang naging guest host dito sa BTS. Ano pangalan niya? Meron siya mga fans May mga naging fans si ate na nag-guest sa BTS nung time na yun. Anong pangalan nun? I forgot. Medyo siya eh. Marami siyang post about love life kaya medyo I think naging busy siya sa love lives ni ate. Takti yan Pocophone kung tapos na record lahat. Sana yun iipunan ko na. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, si Pocophone. Pocophone! Mapapabili kaya ako or magtitiis ako ng konti sa Pocophone. Napakaganda ng specs niya no? Tinalo talaga si Honor Play, nawalan ng fancy si Honor Play. Yeah, si Renalyn. Yes. Tama si Farmer Sanchez. Kuya, okay ba yung MX150? Hindi ako masyado familiar kasi sa GPU sa PC or laptops. MX150 is entry level, super entry level. Pero kaya naman. Kung nagsi-CSGO ka lang or Dota, kayang-kaya, pwedeng MX150. Pero kung balak mo talagang mag-gaming, mag-ano ka na, mag-1050. Ibali yung MX150, mas mababa siya sa 1050 eh. Yung 1050 technically, yun lang yung sinasabi niyang gaming card. Anything below 1050 is not necessarily gaming card. Pero pwede ka pa rin mag-gaming sa 1050. Considered as kasi may sa desktop naman ang tawag sa kanya GT 1030 ang graphics card na yon. Yun yung basically yung laptop version, ginawa nila, ni-rename nila to MX150. So kung familiar ka sa desktop, yung yung GT 1030 is equal to MX150. Let's see here. May lipat nga yung comment box para hindi ako mahirap magbasa. Si Pinoy Screencast baka love live din kaya bihiran. Kuya, kung may pera ako pambili ng Pocophone, bibili na ba agad ako or wait ko baka may bagong mas magandang lalabas. Depende kung kailan mo kailangan ng telepono. Yun lang talaga yung mga sorry, excuse me. Yun talaga yung nakita, actually feeling ko mauubuhin ako mamaya eh. Kasi inuubo pa rin ako kanina eh. Actual na ganun talaga. Pero recovering na mga kuyas. May sakit. Talaga ako eh. Sobrang nagkasakit talaga ako this past 2 weeks. Pa-recover pa lang ako. Kuya, kung may pera ako pamili ng Pocophone, bibili na ba agad? Okay, so the question is, kailangan mo na ba ng telepono? Diba? Or magkakapera ka na ba? Ang misconception kasi kadalasan ng tao is makikita nila yung telepono ngayon and then balak nilang bilhin yon, kaya lang pag nagkapera na sila. That's the wrong decision because alam naman natin na mabilis gumalaw ang technology sa Pilipinas, even sa Pilipinas, no? Kasi mahilig tayo sa mga, actually malakas tayo, selfie capital tayo. Texting capital tayo. Social media capital of the world din, 'di ba? So, mabilis ang technology dito sa Pilipinas. So, expect nyo na rin na kung kailan kayo nagkapera, for example, 3 months from now kayo nagkapera, most likely meron na ring better than Pocophone or most there are chances na malakas pa rin yung best choice pa rin si Pocophone, pero maganda rin yung chances na hindi siya yung best nung time na yun. So ang mas magandang gawin is kung kailan ka nagkapera, saka ka mag-decide kung ano yung bibilin mo. The other side of that coin is kailangan mo i-determine kung kailangan mo ng telepono or not. Diba? Kasi, I'm sure, Kuya Carlo, may telepono ka ngayon. Right? So, sira na ba yung telepono mo ngayon? Deads na ba yan? Hindi na ba mapapalita? Hindi na ba pwedeng pagtsagaan yung telepono na yan? So, the question you have to ask yourself is, hindi na ba pwedeng pagtsagaan yung telepono mo right now? Or pwede mo pang pagtsagaan for maybe 7 more months? Yun yung I'd say 6 months eh, pero masyadong parang maano yung 6 months eh. Sa totoo lang, kung matatanong mo yung sarili mo, kung kaya mo tiisin ng 1 pang taon yung telepono mo at hindi naman malaking impact sa buhay mo na mawawala kung hindi ka nag-upgrade, no? And then you don't need to upgrade. Kasi ako ang impetus ko, yan sobrang ang tindi ng word, impetus. Ang impetus ko to upgrade the phone is tinatanong ko sarili ko kung nagagawa ko ba yung kailangan kong gawin on the phone or masyado nang mabagal yung phone or hindi na ganun kaganda yung capabilities ng phone na nahihirapan ako, right? So, let's say naglalag yung phone, di ba? Kung naglalag yung phone, pinag-aaralan ko kung gaano kabagal yung lag niya. Kung feeling ko na hindi ako nakakapagtrabaho or hindi ko nagagawa yung kailangan ko gawin, sa telepono na yun within the allotted time period that I expect to do that thing that I want to do. For example, nag-edit ako nito. Yan yung graphics na nakikita nyo ito right now. Gawa sa telepono yan. Yan. Hindi yung syempre nakapwesto ako, nakatalikod din, whatnot. Syempre nakatayo ako doon. But yung graphics na yan, yung Tonight on BTS, yung information na yon, yung background na yan, lahat yan gawa sa phone. So kung sabihin natin yung telepono ko, hindi niya magawa. Kung hindi niya magawa ito within the allotted time frame before the show ng BTS, that's when I know I need to upgrade. Kung ako naman, syempre, unique yung use case ko sa telepono, I need to use it for social media or reporting ng mga tech events or tech products or something like that. So I ask myself, is my current phone right now inferior enough na kailangan ko ng upgrade to do my job better or do what I want to do better, right? So yun yung tanong ko sa sarili ko. Ano na ba siya? Ano tawag dito? Inadequate. Yan. Putak tek. Anak lang po siya. Tingnan naman mga napapaano yung terminologies natin mga kuya. Nakakapulot tayo ng dictionary ata dito. Inadequate. Ang tanong kung inadequate na ba ang telepono mo for its current use, for today. Diba? So, if the phone that you're currently using is still adequate for the use that you need it for, nakakapag-selfie pa rin naman ako with the HTC. Nakakapag-video pa rin ako with the HTC and malinaw pa rin yung video. Hindi pa rin ako technically masyadong bitin sa battery sa kanya. Although honestly, it could be much better. The battery life on this is, kasi power, ano pa to? Snapdragon 820 pa to. 3,000 mAh wala ng battery nito. So hindi siya mayaman sa baterya for sure. Pero marami naman akong power bank. So ang pinaka-problem ko dito sa HTC ko is the RAM, not the RAM, na yung built-in memory niya. Kasi 32 gig lang ito, ang alam ko eh. So ang natitira sa akin is 10 gig. Pag sobrang tipid ako, naglilinis ako every single time. May 10 gigs lang ako dito. And sa totoo lang, pag nag-unbox ako ng mga gadgets, yung 10 gigs na yun, wala yun. Kalahating unboxing video lang yung 10 gigs. Alam nyo ba yun? So, yun yung pinaka-inadequate sa akin, is the RAM, the storage. Now, you might ask, bakit di ko na lang kabitan ng micro SD, di ba? So, ang reason ko kung bakit di ko siya kinakabitan ng micro SD, because I'm shooting 4K video. 4K video requires a higher level of micro SD called the U3. Diba? May levels yan eh. Dati meron lang ano yun? Anong pangalan nun? Yung hindi naman, anong pangalan ng class? So class 4, class 6, class 10 SD card. Class 10 SD card is only for 1080p video. What you need for 4K video is class 10 U3. U3 means up to 100 megabits per second or 100 megabytes per second read-write, which is what 4K video shoots. So ayoko pa siyang kabitan ng U3 card kasi medyo mahal. And meron akong U3 card pero ginagamit ko yun sa action cam ko na 4K. Although since bihira ako ginagamit yung action cam, natatempt din ako ikabit sa kanya. Anyway, long story short, for the most part, nagagawa ko pa yung kailangan kong gawin with the HTC 10. Maganda pa siyang telepono para sa akin. But at the moment na hindi niya na nagagawa yung kailangan niyang gawin para sa akin, that's when I'm looking for an upgrade. Right now, papunta na siya dun sa dulo ng buhay niya. Pero pwede pa siya. Papunta na siya sa dulo ng buhay niya in terms of newer phones have better cameras na. So slightly naluluma na siya. The battery life is slightly aggravating na ng konti because 3,000 mAh battery lang siya. Hindi naman siya sobrang yaman sa baterya eh. And yung storage niya is medyo bitin. But for the most part, image quality para sa akin pasado. Video quality definitely pasado. So wala pa ako impetus to upgrade. Ang haba ng kwento, pucha. Grabe. Ayan, inubo na ako. Pangalawa, ang budget mo ba sapat na ba sa phone na gagamit? Ayan, that's true. You also have to ask yourself, no, do I need a high-end phone? Do you really need a high-end phone? So those are very very interesting questions and important questions. Buti na lang nagmumura na talaga yung mga phone ngayon. So actually, I napakaganda. Ay nako, hindi ako okay. Na phlegm. It's a lot of phlegm on my kung napakamura ka kung napapamura ka na sa habang ginagamit yung current phone. Yes, tama si Kuya Dexter to. Huwag magpa-hype, sama si Mark Roger. Pag gumaganito ako, guys, expect nyo na lang na naglilinis ako ng phlegm sa throat ko. Kung may extra money at may pwede pasahan ng old phone, kapatid, yeah, true. Kamusta, Sir Carlo Azores? Nagsawa ka din, kuya. Ako bibili ng HTC mo kung sakali. Sure. I'll sell it to you for a good price. You know, napakinabangan na yung si HTC eh. Nagawa niyo na yung trabaho niya. But hindi ko pa alam kung kailan natin ibibenta yan. So welcome to the show. Bago tayo magsimula, kukuhanin ko yung malaking bote ko ng tubig sa baba. Hopefully hindi pa siya completely solid sa yelo. Nilagay ko siya sa freezer eh. Maganda naman ang quality ng HTC. Nung nilabas nila yung HTC One M7, ganda performance. Okay, panlaban din talaga. Kaso of 2 years pa end life na. Yeah, true. Medyo luma na yung M7. Actually, I was not a big... may mga failures din sa HTC even before nitong HTC 10 ko. Baka post-nasal drip yan. Hindi post. Hindi pa ako nag-nasal drip or anything. I don't know. Hindi ako masyadong... alam ko may friend ako na bilhin ako ng... Alam mo yun, yung panglinis ng ilong, iyaano mo sa ilong mo dito, tapos lalabas sa kabila. Ang sakit siguro nun. Excuse me. Inuubo talaga ako, guys. So, pasensya na. Ewan ko, hindi ko alam yun eh. I've never researched yung mga ganung bagay. Simple fact lang talaga is galing ako sa sakit. Or may sakit pa rin ako right now. So, may blockage ng phlegm talaga sa throat ko. Pangalawa, medyo hindi ako magaling mag-recover from sakit na hindi ako nagiging 100% minsan. Mali ko rin yun eh kasi hindi ako sanay na everyday nag-iinom ng gamot ng Bisolvon or something. Minsan nakakalimutan ko. So even pagaling na ako, minsan nagkakamali ako na minsan nasisira ulit yung paggaling ko. There's one other thing, ni-research ko ito eh. Pag malakas ka daw mag-soft drinks, mas malakas yung formation ng phlegm sa sa throat. Even though hindi ako nag-soft drinks this week kasi may sakit ako. Feeling ko ganun talaga. Part na ng katawan ko yun na malakas yung phlegm sa throat ko. Bakit kaya hindi balik ni HTC yung OIS sa front camera? I think hindi lang naging popular, kuya. I think okay naman. I mean, okay naman na I think walang OIS si front cam. But for me personally, as somebody who uses it day in, day out, almost all the time, napaka-importante yun. Kasi, before pa nung mga current trend ng live stream on Facebook, diba? Selfie live stream on Facebook, or everybody streaming on their phones now. Pero na-predict na namin yun, kahit si B-Boy pa, na-predict na yan dati. Sabi namin ni B-Boy, napag-usapan namin ni B-Boy yan dati, alam mo, one of these days, we will be using our phones talaga to create content. We will be using our phones. But, ang talaga namin is, ang main hurdle namin at the time was, shaky talaga yung camera ng front cam. Okay lang mag-photo, okay lang. Ang okay lang na medyo shaky siya to certain people, to certain content creators, to mga influencers, sa mga makeup artists, mga ganun, okay lang sa kanila medyo shaky cam kasi hindi ganun ka technical or hindi ganun ka ano yung kausap nila eh. So yung kausap nila minsan yung parang yung kinukuha na lang ng photo, inaano nila mga anak, mga bata, mga ganun. So hindi ganun ka-critical yung audience nila when it comes to video quality, di ba? But kami ni B-Boy at the time, sabi namin, mahirap kung walang stabilization yung ano natin kasi we have to shoot mga product mga phone products ganyan, mga cameras, mga ganun. So kailangan kung magsa-selfie video tayo, kailangan malinaw. Right now, yan. Nakalimutan akong ganun para naglilinis ako. We saw that going to be. Hey, Icy Hug, what's up? So we saw that coming to fruition. Event that in some form, one way or another, that we're gonna a lot of people are gonna create content with their phones and the selfie camera. No? Right. It turns out not a lot of people find the stabilization as important as we did, or we still do think right now these days electronic stabilization is getting decent, but for me as a content creator, the quality has to be better than electronic stabilization. So number one sa akin yung OIS, but honestly for 99% of people I think stabilization is not their priority. So I understand yung a lot of phones, they forgo the stabilization completely. Let's see. Need better phone replacement kay Zenfone 4 selfie. Wow. O nga pala, naka Zenfone 4 selfie Nova 2i okay na ba? Globe hulugan, kuya. I mean, that's fine. But hindi ba mahal si 2i? Ba't di ka na lang what? Note 5? Redmi Note 5? Pag sa Switch ko, mas lalo. I guess so, yeah. Kung lahat may DeX or desktop mode, sarap eh. DeX or desktop mode is interesting, no? Especially the new Note 9 has a new DeX version wherein you don't need to be charging the phone anymore. You don't need a dock. You just plug in a USB Type-C HDMI adapter, which is, according to Samsung, hopefully a Samsung branded HDMI adapter. But theoretically, even just a regular HDMI should work. HDMI converter would work. I like that. I like the fact that you just plug in an HDMI converter and it becomes a desktop mode. Because the previous version of DeX, you needed the dock, you needed an external keyboard, external mouse. Excuse me. And if you had to bring an external keyboard and mouse, why not just bring a laptop? But for example, if this was the new Note 9, no, and you were using DeX mode, you just plug in the cable, and you can use the touchscreen of the phone as the mouse. So completely independent of any other devices, including docks. That in itself makes it a better all-in-one experience with DeX. So that's good, no? I don't know necessarily if there are super important products, things that needs to be in DeX mode, but I'm sure you can find a reason, di ba? Siguro kung gusto mo lang talaga mag-multitask, yung one app dito sa lapit na mag 49k subs, I know, right? Nasa na tayo? I need 14 subs for 49k. Sergeant Leonardo says, okay na po ba yung Ryzen 3 2200 without GPU? It's okay for entry-level games. Okay for esports. Just don't expect AAA to run, no? You can play esports like CS:GO and Dota 2 and League of Legends, no problem. But the time you can't run PUBG, for example. Medyo demanding si PUBG. I think maybe you can run Fortnite. But it's not designed to be for very very high-end titles. It's not designed for me. But if you're just, you know, casual gamer lang na, ano, it can do a little bit. It can do decently, but not modern AAA. Kaya naman yan, sir, kuya, kung low requirements games. Pocophone tayo? Bruce Wayne, what's up? Okay, yeah, let's start with Pocophone. Give me 1 minute. I'll get water downstairs. Let's is there like an intro video we can get for Pocophone para mapanood nyo? Let's start the show. And let's do BTS full screen. Where is that? Sorry. Hey! Look at it. Look at our unboxing. Huh? High-tech stuff, bro. Look at that. Nasaan yun? I'm looking for BTS 1080p single screen. Full screen, this one. Oh no, that's full screen me. Look at my green screen cutout. No, inangat ko yung green screen ko ng konti, so nakikita nyo ng konti yung ano. You see a little bit of the bottom part of the green screen. I did that because I wanted to. Inangat ko ng konti. The green screen is higher now. Because I wanted to do VR green screen. Anyway, let's look for Pocophone F1. Let's see. Oh, I'm on the list. I don't know. Walang Pocophone walang YouTube Pocophone, ano? Filters. Channel. Hey, Pocophone Global. There we go. Perfect. Alright, ano ba to? Mga 10. Ano ba tong mga videos nila? Let's play them all while I'm getting my water. How do we play them all? Playlists. Yeah, here we go. Alright, I'll be right back. May point ba sa mga video? Ito. Puro mga ano eh, short teaser lang siya eh. Walang kwenta, no? Excuse me. Walang kwenta. Puro mga I saw Unbox Therapy's review of Pocophone. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it's good. I mean, I'm familiar with Pocophone because I watched the program. Holy crap! Excuse me. Maybe I should turn off my mic sometimes. Oh God. Ugh. Brr. Ugh. Only on BTS will you see somebody cuff his face off. Netipot is what it's called, Alex. Oh, okay. Thank you, thank you. To cleanse your sinus. Yeah, I'll look it up. Wait, let me. Netipot. You know what? I'll try anything. All right. Wala nang dating ang Vivo, Oppo, overpriced much. Pocophone tayo mga hoax. So yeah, Pocophone was announced. Dang, we'll just have to open a website that's describing Pocophone. I would like a video, but obviously that's copyright infringement, no? Because Poco does not have their own YouTube channel, or at least their own rundown of the specs of their own product. So yeah, you're gonna have to see a little bit of the green screen, the cutoff ng green screen over there, unfortunately. All right, so let's look for Pocophone F1. All right, let's see here. Xiaomi Pocophone undercuts rivals. Okay, let's read The Verge. I haven't read The Verge in a long time. Oh my God. Okay, maybe not. not very. They like their written. They like their paragraphs and paragraphs, don't they? Android Authority. All right. Looks and feels rather generic. We were obviously okay. This is hands-on. No, just give me the specs and give me. Oh man. May website ba si Pocophone? Meron silang fan page, right? Meron silang. I guess we'll read Yugatech. Sino nagsalat nito? Si Zen. Armored Edition. I don't care about Armored Edition. I just want the more affordable variant. All right, let's read this thing. Tough body. The standard variants, all the MIUI for Poco. So actually, one thing I really like about the Pocophone presentation was the presenter was seriously knowledgeable about the tech. He seriously knew about the video games. He talked about Arena of Valor. He talked about improving performance here and there. He was all business, no? I like the fact that he seemed like an actual phone enthusiast, not a marketing guru, not a whatever. So I felt like I was actually listening to somebody who knew what the heck we was doing, no? It wasn't no stupid celebrity. It wasn't a marketing dude. It wasn't a speech by the CEO. It wasn't some hyperfaluting bullshit, right? It wasn't like lots of words, lots of heavy, big words. He's just like, okay, we improved this. You see this UI right here? We changed this to this and that to that. I'm like, whoa, thanks. Somebody who actually is down deep in the trenches telling you about changes on the UI and knowing about, okay, this game, you do this, you do that, and then to maximize this, we did this. That guy is a nerd. That guy is one of us. So that's why I was impressed with sa program ng Pocophone. Because too often you go to an event ng mga telephone brands and all they got is like marketing. They all have these supermodels modeling for their phone. They all have these celebrities talking about their phone. And it's not about honesty. It's not about being an enthusiast anymore. It's about, marketing value. Easily available kaya siya or pahirapan sa flash sales? Siguro early on mahirap sa flash sales. Early on. Oh, did I tell you how healthy it is to drink nearly iced out water when you're sick? GSM Arena? Sure, we can read GSM Arena. Mostly sa GSM Arena, I only go for the specs though. Oh god. So, let's talk about Pocophone na lang. Sa GSM. We're not gonna read any highfalutin stuff na lang. So, let's talk about specs. This phone, Jesus Christ. So, we have a extremely impressive device here. That starts at 16,000 pesos, or about 300 plus. I want to say, yeah, literally flat 300 US dollars, because when you convert it now, because the dollar is stronger to the peso now, because of our inflation and whatnot. Now it's now 300 US dollars is probably more than 16,000 pesos. So $300 is about the right number to consider now. So for about $300, you get very flagship specs. We have a Snapdragon 845 stock. It comes in all the variants 845 at the $300 mark. The lowest variant has 6 gigs of RAM at the $300 mark. Now, what they did say is they would not make, like, for one thing, they were not exaggerating on what they did not make lies about what they say, what kind of sacrifices they did. So first sacrifice that they did is the phone is made of plastic. They did not mince words, no. They did not make up stuff na, oh no, we're using super hyperbolic carbonate that's better than glass or better than, no, they just said it's plastic because it's affordable. So you can see most of the specs here. It's got a 6.8 inch display, so remember 6.2 inch, with a 1080p display, full HD plus. So some people, I wanted to punch people, I wanted to punch people because on the live stream, people were complaining about the 12 megapixel camera. I'm like, man, I'm about to. People were complaining about the 12. So it has a 12 megapixel with another 2 megapixel ata. No, it's a 12 plus 5 megapixel camera on the main sensor. No, the thing was, the guy himself on the stage was talking about it's 12 megapixels for a reason, because it's a 1.4 micron sensor. Big sensor means better low light capabilities. And people were complaining, oh, it should be 16 megapixel. I hate you. I hate you. So he was talking about a lot. Actually, I don't have all the details about the camera stuff, but I distinctly remember he was talking about there was technologies in the sensor called there was pixel binning, there was whatever, lots of camera improvements that I recognize that will likely become make the photos better on this camera, this phone. And then the front cam is 20 megapixels, which is more than enough for anybody, I'm pretty sure. He talked a little bit about AI. He talked a little bit about the user interface, a customized Xiaomi MIUI view interface for Pocophone. I didn't listen too much because I'm more interested about, basically the specs. Because you can always do a lot of things with the software, no? But as you can see, it shoots 4K, 30 FPS, 1080 with EIS apparently. Actually, here's what we'll do. Wala bang summary ng Pocophone launch? Minsan may mga gumagawa nun, di ba? In 1 minute. Ganyan. No, it's all 1 hour. Oppo F9 naman to eh. Now. So, I don't know what else I need to say to convince you. It has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It's USB Type-C. May headphone jack ba? It does have a headphone jack. I got no complaints. There's nothing wrong with this phone. There's even a specific technology ng cooling niya, right? It's got like liquid something something cooling that they talked about. Don't. That's not what you think. One person wants to join this group. Are you crazy? Nobody joins this group. Let's see. Ano pa yung features na nakita ko? So let's see. Liquid cool technology for the cooling. That's what it said. No. And then quick charge 3.0. That's huge. I like that. Infrared face unlock. So that's one thing I forget. But then again, I hate face unlock. So well, okay. I don't hate face unlock, but I'm okay with not having face unlock. If the phone did not come, if the phone was 16,000 pesos without face unlock, I'd be like, oh, I don't care. Right? So that's fine. That's fine. All of that's fine. The phone itself, look at the design of the phone. It's nothing special, no. But that's ano talaga. That's how you get the phone to be more affordable. Is just make your phone simpler, no. Asan ba yung mga ano ko dito? They're not on my screen. Ito. Some of the shots I took from Poco. Wala lang, they're just the same that I posted. So, pricing was this for the 6GB 64. One thing that was mentioned is they're made in India, but I don't know if that's gonna be a case. That's gonna be important or not. Probably not. Dual PDAF, that's nice. So, hinay lang kuya, baka wala naman biglang 3 weeks BTS. Man. Hindi ko sinasadya, pero yun na nga talaga, nawala talaga for 3 weeks ang BTS, unfortunately. Dahil sa sakit ko. Dahil sa honor play. Na-stranded tayo sa Trinome. Mas prefer ko Kevlar or metal actually kesa glass. Madulas and baka mabasa. Kevlar is nice. Most people don't consider Kevlar as high as premium though. Amit Kerjiwal. Also, I saw the main sensor is of Sony and the other sensor is from Samsung. Using 2 cameras of 2 different company. I think Samsung does that. I think Samsung does some of the S9 Plus and the Note 8s had different sensors because it has a 2x zoom sensor, and then it has the regular non-zoom sensor, and sometimes they mix and match the Sony and the Samsung. That's what I heard at least, right? So if you're not familiar, Samsung gets sometimes a random assortment of Sony or Samsung sensors on their phones. On the Sony, they use the IMX, and then if they use a Samsung sensor, it's ISOCELL. And there's been tests between the phones, and sometimes if you want low light performance, you would prefer the Samsung sensor, and if you want image quality or color accuracy, you want the Sony sensor. Parang okay plastic kesa glass kung wala naman wireless charging. I mean, I don't really care. I don't care what my phone is built on. Ideally I prefer metal phone. For ideally like this one, HTC is a metal phone because metal is solid, no. But I don't really care if it's gonna make the phone affordable. If the specs are there, I'm more of a function over form kind of guy. So that means function over form is I don't care if it's ugly as long as it does the job. There are more people. There are some people though that are form over function, that they prefer their device look amazing, device look nice. They don't care if it necessarily does all the features that it can do or does more features. Like kind of like iPhone. Sometimes people consider it more beautiful and they gravitate towards that. Or there are some phones that are more beautiful. They gravitate towards that. I don't care. I'm fine with ugly phones. Walang OIS yung main. Yeah, I mean, like I said, not a lot of people are. I think for 99% of people today, they don't look for OIS. OIS is nice, but taking photos sometimes not so much. Not that important anymore. But still, it's annoying that it's going away, yung mga OIS. It's being replaced by electronic stabilization. And electronic stabilization is perfectly fine. The one thing that I do not like about electronic stabilization is the fact that electronic stabilization is not good for me, who wants to use my phone and make videos in a professional format, right? One thing that EIS cannot do is make your videos professionally stabilized looking. Because there's a problem with electronic stabilization where the edges of the screen go like this. Or a little bit of yung shakiness ng there's sometimes when the electronic stabilization cannot compensate enough. The screen sometimes like does this, or it becomes a little blurry, because what electronic stabilization does sometimes is it actually creates some frames in between when the movement is so huge that it has to make up some frames. And if you're doing all of that, the video does not look made by a professional. So for me, I have to shoot with OIS because it makes the video look more professional. But for a lot of consumers, they don't need professional looking video. They need video. Any video. So a lot more people don't need or care about the actual OIS. Me personally, I think it should be standard completely. Everybody should have it. Why? Because everybody should have professional looking video, professional looking stabilization. But, maybe phone manufacturers think differently. I'll go full screen for this one. Napanood ko Sir vid ni Geeky Ranjit. Sabi same lang daw feel ng Kevlar ng Poco. Okay, yeah. Honestly, I don't care about and yes, the green screen is cut off. Don't worry about that, no? Nahihiya lang ako ng konti kasi medyo kiddie yung cobre cama dun. That's a gift from my mother. Gano'n ka lang impact sa PH kung walang middle LTE bands? I don't think it's... Honestly, I think our main problem with LTE or data dito sa Pilipinas is we just don't have enough. We don't have enough internets here in the Philippines. It doesn't matter. Even we haven't saturated yung 3G natin. So I don't think importante masyado yung 700 hertz megahertz band na masyadong yung people are up in arms about some phones not having 700 megahertz. It doesn't matter, bro. Kasi most likely your internet is not fast enough anyway. It's nice to have, diba? It's nice to have certain things like those, but our current environment of internet here in the Philippines is pretty bad enough na it's not gonna make a difference most of the time. Excuse me. Pasmado ako pagkuha ng photos. I need OIS. AIS only works in video, by the way, so it's not gonna work in OIS works even on photos, so that's one thing. But the thing is, kasi a lot of people, they don't understand the need for OIS. They just retake the photo, and alam niyo naman yung tao, when they see it blurry, they just retake the photo. They don't understand the fact that OIS will allow them to take photos blur-free without retaking them, or in low light without stabilizing your camera or hand. Jello effect ng fault ng EIS. Yes, sabi ni Ryan T. Tama yan. Pero maganda na yung steady shot ni Sony sa mga standalone cameras. Yeah, okay na yung steady shot ni Sony. A little bit. There's still some effect ng Jello. But it's maganda kasi magaling kasi mag-algorithm si Sony. Maayos yung kanilang EIS algorithms. That's just the power of Sony. But most entry-level brands hindi nila magagawa yun sa mga telepono nila. Kasi congested mga tower, yes, of course. So, yun lang talaga. We need faster internet, not, you know, better LTE bands could help, but honestly, faster internet would do a lot. Teka lang, pinapawisan na yung aking ano dito. Nasa ba yung tuwalya ko? Pinapawisan yung aking tubig. Dito na lang sa BTS na jacket. Yun siya, pinapawisan siya eh. Oh no, it's green! You can't see it. May tanong ba sa Pocophone? I honestly don't know what needs to be discussed about Pocophone. There's very, very, very God damn it. Very, very little that needs to be discussed. The specs are all there. It's literally the best like what, Zenfone 5Z level of specs, right? Ano pa ba? Zenfone 5Z, it also has similar specs with the Xiaomi Mi 8, specs ng Xiaomi Black Shark. It's literally basically ano, parang Xiaomi Black Shark or like or Xiaomi Mi 8 except under a different brand, Pocophone, with low quality build or low quality materials, right? Kasi plastic and whatnot, diba? So it is what Xiaomi would have used to be, right? Xiaomi is a little bit ano nga eh, premium eh, diba? So that's very interesting to see how Xiaomi has become a premium brand now when we considered Xiaomi supposed to be the budget brand. Apparently apparently may level pa ng pagka budget brand. So Xiaomi went even more budget by launching the Pocophone. I wonder kung magkano ang Pocophone sa atin, how it would affect the prices. So the prices ng Mi A2 and Note 5, well, one thing is Mi A2, they already cut the price, no? I think when the Honor Play was announced, they already cut the Mi A2 price by 2,000 pesos. So it was like 14,995. Ngayon it's 13,995 or something like that, or 12,995. The Note 5 I think is still the same price or maybe discounted by 1,000 ata recently. I don't know. I don't keep track. Presyo na lang pagdating dito. Okay, so this is I can't confirm any of the prices, of course, but one such rumor says it's 16,995. I'm inclined to believe that kasi that's reasonable. It is in line with what I envision. It is in line with the pattern of Xiaomi here in the Philippines. No. Hey, Kuya Isan is here. We actually have fast internet speed. Some just don't want to maximize their experience to 4G since there is a lot who uses 3G frequency. Cool na Mountain Dew bottle. You can see my Mountain Dew is invisible. When I do that, I'm coughing like a dying man. So are we done with Pocophone? So one cool thing that happened sa Pocophone announcement was the guy who was talking, no, sorry, medyo late ako dun sa Pocophone announcement so hindi ko na ko yung pangalan niya. He spoke very good English, by the way, for somebody who lives in India. I don't know kung he seemed Indian, yung the complexion of his skin and yung medyo curled hair niya. So I'm assuming he's Indian, pero he had some pretty clean English. And I know in India there are Indians that speak pretty good English, but you know, it's nice to have somebody speaking there that is medyo malinis yung English. You know, you could argue that as an Asian brand, a lot of brands have CEOs and people who talk or do their presentations with stilted, heavily accented English, diba? So that's one thing I noticed. But yun, nakakaano nga eh. It seriously legitimizes yung yung India as a manufacturing powerhouse of phones ngayon. because of what India did sa kanilang government, sa kanilang laws, no, they're forcing a lot of brands to manufacture in India. So one such phone from Oppo is the Realme 1. That's one of the phones that are manufactured in India, and they're being sold in Flipkart. So that's our arguably Oppo F7 Youth, which is selling for a little bit more price here in the Philippines, but in India it's more affordable and different brand called Realme 1. Manager o employer ba sa Xiaomi outlet ang source mo? No, hindi eh. Napasahan lang ako ng information ng isa sa mga BTS community members natin. So, this is all just passed on information sa akin, mga kuya. Ganda kasi ng market ng India. Yes, I mean, the Philippines is not much worse than India. The Philippines is relatively competitive in the market, no? We just don't have infrastructure too much. Well, I guess India doesn't have infrastructure then. Pero I like India. I think India kasi has a certain advantage because malapit, they're in the same continent. They're in the same katabi lang nila yung China and whatnot. I don't know. I don't really know. But India is also a very, very nicely developing country, and they're very tech savvy there. So India is so much like the Philippines in that regard. They're very tech savvy. We're very tech savvy. We like our phones. They like their phones. Ang difference lang is, I don't know, I guess the government ng India is main difference. The government ng India is making big leaps in improving the tech manufacturing ng India themselves are making sure that the Indians get jobs, no, in tech, by making sure that the brands that come to India set up, manufacturing in India. So that's a good way to like promote ano bang term ko? A good way to promote the tech literacy or jobs in India, no? Mas toxic ang Pilipinas. Tama yan. Tama tutuloy, pero totoo yan, no? Sad life lang talaga. Medyo toxic talaga Pilipino. Kamusta kaya yung employer na nag-leak ng price ng Asus ROG phone? Okay, so pag-uusapan ba natin yun? Wala namang ano yun, kasi okay, so according to Asus themselves, well, hindi malaking bagay yung na-leak, no? But feeling ko lang, no? Here's what I think is gonna happen. Asus themselves are gonna have like a little siguro next meeting ng Asus sa mga store owners nila, no, managers and whatnot. Ano lang nila, they're just gonna casually bring it up, no. Okay guys, thank you for coming to our meeting, no. Bago tayo maghiwa-hiwalay for dinner, no, mga kuya. Bali gusto ko lang i-mention po sa inyo, ganyan, kasi yung sasabihin. Bali gusto ko niya lang po i-mention sa inyo, no. Meron po kami nababalitaan na nagli-leak ng mga presyo ng mga telepono natin or yung upcoming products natin. Gusto ko lang namin po sana i-remind sa inyo na wag po natin sanang gawin yun pagkat ayaw po nating mabigyan po ng information na hindi posibleng hindi totoo or posibleng magbago, at ayaw po natin sanang bigyan ng ganong information na could be mali or could be one reason why may magalit sa atin or whatnot. Bukod doon po, iniiwasan po natin sana magbigay ng ganong information sa mga nagtatanong. Pagkat ang problema po kasi noon is malalaman ng kalaban natin yung presyo ng ating phone or kailan siya lalabas. And ayaw po natin sana mangyari yun. So sa lahat po ng mga managers dyan, yung taga Mega Mall dyan na nag-leak, no? Tahimik lang po tayo sana. Pag may mga nagtatanong, sabihin nyo na lang po hindi nyo po alam or hindi nyo po pwedeng sabihin. Ganun na lang po. Salamat po. Thank you. Have a nice dinner. Yan yung mangyayari sa next Asus meeting yan. Sigurado lang. Tapos, Kuya Teki sila kalaban sa tech support. Lag sila sa taxi driver. Ha? Hindi ko alam. Lag sa taxi driver? Bakit? Konti lang ba taxi driver nila? Lamang tayo sa nurse. Siguro nga. I think, for the most part, mas maganda yung English natin. Yung, that's why naging popular yung Philippines for call center or outsourcing is because mas malinis tayo mag-English. I think they're way techier than us. Talo tayo ng India in terms of shield volume of possible customers. Yes, mataas yung population nila. I have a tremendous respect for India and sana, sa totoo lang, siguro mas successful YouTuber ako kung sa India ako. Mas marami akong pwedeng galawin dun. Lamang sa taxi driver. Hindi ko alam yung taxi driver, balitang taxi driver na yan. Ngayon ko lang nabalitaan yan. Matraffic din sa India. Alam nyo before, yung mga online store, yung mga Lazada na gano'n, wala kang mabibilan ng mga gadgets dito sa Pilipinas. Yung mga mahirap hanapin. Sa India sigurado, dali-dali lang. Tsaka dami nga nilang online store dun. Di ba? Flipkart. Anyway, tapos na tayo sa Pocophone. I think tapos na tayo. Yung mga topics natin is medyo weird and medyo relax lang din tayo. But do you want to talk about the since nandyan si Ison, do you want to talk about Oppo F9? Baka pwedeng sagutin na rin natin yung mga tanong. Baka si Kuya Ison na rin magsagot ng mga tanong natin. Keep in mind, kakabukas ko pa lang natitrigger talaga ako ng green screen ko. Ay nako. I get triggered mama green screen, but tinaas ko talaga yun. Dinesign ko talaga itaas yung green screen ko eh. US company like Google and Microsoft CEOs are Indians, not Filipino. Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they definitely have. Yeah, actually, Satya Nadella and well, Andy Rubin I think American, but who's the other one? I forget. You're very right there, Icy Hot. There are some brilliant personalities from India for sure. So yeah. I don't know what kind of phones are Oppo Function 9. Tama nga naman, F9. Let's do our hands-on segment, no? So, the Oppo F9 is kaka-unbox ko lang before the show. So, basically, ang ginawa ko lang, i-charge siya, in-update ko yung phone. Hindi ko pa nga na-update yung firmware. Here it is. There you go. Hindi ko na pala pwedeng i-angle yung webcam. There you go. Yo, the white balance ng webcam is dying. What the hell? Webcam! What you doing that? Let's see, unboxing cam. Let's see if we can change that gray. The white balance though. Come on. Alright, Logitech. Let's do the advanced settings. Color, white balance. There we go, eh? So this is the Oppo F9. This is a 18,000. Wait, let me unlock it with my face. There we go. What 17,995? Sorry, sobrang out of the loop na ako. May kodigo tayo, huwag kayong maglala. So one thing I noticed with the Oppo F9, is that it's very similar to the Oppo F7. Siguro yung RAM tinaas 17,990, sorry. So 18K siya. So tama ako. Tama ako. Actually, pwede ba akong umurong? And then dito na lang sa harap yung webcam para hindi ako nakatalikod sa inyo. Experimentation time tayo, mga kuyas. This is experimentation. Bikini notch. The experimentations. Oh wow, look at this. Alam mo yung mali ko? Yung webcam ko wala masyadong adjustment ng angle. Ganun lang siya. There we go. Ganyan na lang tayo. Ganda sana ng notch kaso yung spec hindi. I mean it's not bad. It's using the Helio P60. And it's the same Helio P60 from the Oppo F7. That's why I was kind of wondering what's the main difference between this and the Oppo F7. I'm sure ang pagkakaintindi ko is the image quality is better, although hindi ko pa na-test kasi sabi ko nga kaka-unbox ko pa lang nito kanina. And the notch is definitely different. Yun na nga yun. You can see the new notches right there. Which is what does it look like? What does the notch look like to you? Is it more annoying to see a small notch like this, or is it better? Obviously, in terms of screen covering, the size that it covers on the screen, it's much smaller, no? And that's what obviously Oppo is going for. I think for the most part, there's gonna be a consensus that this is better than a notch that is big, right? But it also draws attention to it because it's there. It still draws attention to itself because there's obviously your eye is drawn to it because it's not symmetrical now. But from from just looking at the numbers, that occupies less space than a traditional notch. I don't know necessarily what the changes are as a user interface. If it's right, like, is there any changes on the user interface where, what the notch was there previously, like stuff that you could not see that you can now see because there's less notch? I think there's, wala pa ako I haven't tried yung mga notifications. Like I said, kaka-unbox ko lang nito kanina. Hindi ko pa na na-edit yung video, but I have recorded an unboxing video of this phone earlier today, kaninang hapon. But other than that, I haven't played around with the phone too much, no. Smoothness-wise, I don't know if it's any better or worse than the Oppo F7. And like I said, the processor is the same, Helio P60. One thing to note is Oppo launched this phone very shortly after the Oppo F7, no? Like maybe what, 4 months? Yeah, around 4 or 5 months, no? So it's not a terrible big difference in date of release. So definitely obviously Oppo F7 is quite a popular phone. Is why it's made some pretty good sales, no? Oppo F9 is arguably specs-wise or everything considered, is a better Oppo F7. The notch is better. The notch is arguably smaller. The display still seems to have a bezel on the bottom. The face unlock seems pretty good as well. I don't know, the Oppo F7 has a ridiculously fast face unlock though. This seems slightly slower. Maybe more secure, I don't know. There's also one thing I missed na I don't know if it's just a feature that na hindi ko mahanap. But the Oppo F7 had a ridiculously fast ridiculously fast yung flip yung raise to wake. Okay, so let's try raise to wake now. So 3, 2, 1. I don't know if that's fast enough for no compared to the F7. I don't have an F7 here, no. Nabalik ko na. Hopefully nakuha mo kung isun yung F7. Let's try that race to wake, no. Yeah, okay. I think the Oppo F7 has a much more aggressive race to wake sensors. Ito parang mas tame yung race to wake niya. I don't honestly honestly what I really like about the F7's race to wake though was that it's always ready when you need it. It's like it reads your mind. This one doesn't seem to read your mind so much. It doesn't seem to be ready immediately like that. So normally Oppo F7 I'd be doing this already, no? But the Oppo F9 seems to be a little short, a little slower. Honestly, it does. Same as the song. Listen to the song. It says, doesn't really matter. In the long run, it doesn't matter. In the long run, it doesn't matter. But I think the Oppo F7's Race to Wake was a pretty good game changer, a pretty good feature, and one of the best features that I think was on the Oppo F7. Anyway, the Oppo F9 has the Helio P60, slightly more RAM, 6 gigs of RAM. I don't remember what the Oppo F7 had. 25 megapixel selfie here, same as the Oppo F7, but I think they said that the difference here is better camera. The same 25 megapixel, but better. It has a 16 megapixel camera. One of these is 16. I don't know which one is which. One of these is 16 megapixels and one of them is 2 megapixels. Obviously 2 megapixels is only used for bokeh mode, the focus mode, no? Cyclops notch. And then you have the fingerprint scanner here, the Oppo branding. And then this is what one of their newer features, or one of their newer things, is this sort of blue twilight gradient color design. And it's literally a gradient, no? Excuse me. It's literally a gradient because sorry, pinapawisan ako because I'm sick. I'm sweating because I'm sick. Literally a gradient because, as you can see here, even though the lighting is generally even here, the upper part of the phone is still slightly darker and becomes slightly brighter near the bottom of the phone. So I guess they did this on purpose, that the top part is dark, the lower part is bright. I don't know the reason for that, but there you go. Honestly, I like the design. I like what it looks like. I like the slightly off, you know, slightly brighter bottom, whatever you call that. You know, it's a nice looking phone. I would like it to be entirely like a certain shade, but this gradient is still fine. Fingerprint scanner works fine. There you go. Like, at this point, I don't know what to talk about this phone, no? Because it's so close to the Oppo F7, I don't know exactly. I haven't tried the cameras too much yet. So maybe we'll try bokeh mode. I don't have anybody take a picture of bokeh. Where is bokeh mode anyway? I think this is him. No, that's, you know. I don't use bokeh mode kasi, sorry. So here's a selfie. You're obviously not gonna see these photos in real time, but just giving you a sample of what it does. You know how fast the cameras are. In terms of Antutu score, I don't know kung bumaba yung Antutu score niya, or maybe I need to update. Hindi ko pa na-update yung firmware. There's an update currently nakatenga dito sa akin. Because like I said, kaka-unbox ko lang ito today. Optimizes fingerprint sensor. Unlock experience, optimizes shooting experience in vivid mode of camera. So, I guess hindi affected masyado yung ano. Is it OLED? No, I think it's IPS. It's a pretty nice IPS. The display is pretty nice. No problem there. Ergonomics-wise, I think it's a pretty nice feeling phone. I honestly, one thing that just really holds me back is the bezel. Most of these phones, not even just Oppo phones, a lot of these phones that have notches have this bezel on the bottom that, you know, you should really just try to eliminate, because you're trying to eliminate the bezel on top there, yet you still maintain a bezel on the bottom, and it's aesthetically unpleasing to me. However, that's just a limitation on most display technologies. You have to pay a very big price, a very high price, to eliminate an actual bezel here, because most displays are designed with actual bezel. Most displays are designed na kailangan talaga there's an element outside of the glass portion to hold the circuitry of that display. So you have to be you have to re-engineer most displays just to actually get rid of any bezel, because there's always a like where are you gonna put the lighting? If this is IPS, there's edge lighting somewhere here, right? I don't know if you know what technology, how most displays are lit, but if it's OLED, you don't need to light it from the edge. But if it's IPS, you need an edge on the side where the lights go up and reflect on the entire screen. So most likely this limitation is because IPS display, right? And most phones that we've been reviewing with the notch, they don't go up to an OLED display. So that's why we have that bezel right there. It is a minimal thing. It is a minimal thing, and most people are, you know, if you were given a phone like this, you wouldn't complain. But, you know, we have to talk about it because it's there. Antutu benchmark is 138K. There you go, 138K. Is that good? Is that bad? Depende sa inyo. It's 18,000 pesos though. I have to be honest. I guess I was excited more sa Oppo F7 than this. But then again, I was not at the launch of this. So one thing that is really fun. My phone. Somebody's talking to me. I think my Motorola. No, that's not. No. Huh, weird. I think the number one thing here is the bezel, right? So okay, let's just talk about the three things that is big change here. God, I have to uninstall Antutu. Look at this. Look at this bloatware that Antutu installs. Come on, Antutu. I never asked for that crap on my screen. Get that out of there. So three things. The notch is smaller, and also, kung hindi nyo napapansin, above the speaker grill, or actually above the camera, the speaker grill is right there. Very, very thin, like, let me put my fingernail on it. This thing is the speaker grill. Isn't that crazy? That's the speaker grill right there. And then there's the infrared that you see right here is the proximity sensor ng display. So, actual freaking kudos to Oppo that they're able to do that in a phone like this to make a speaker so small and speaker area so small. that they could manage to put it on top of the camera right there on a super small bezel or a super small little when disables yan. Ayoko, i-uninstall ko na lang Antutu. Disable pa, hindi ko na makailangan ng Antutu forever. Just turn it off. Uninstall ko na lang Antutu. Ayoko nang ganun. The first time an app does that to me, I know the app. I mean, I have lots of problems with Antutu, okay? I have lots of issues. I have a lot of reservations about when an app does something bad, I know that they've been doing bad for a long time. So when I see an app do something like put something on my screen like this, I know that I want to install all copies of it already. Kasi malamang they're gonna they've been doing bad, or I don't know. Why all their permission? Why does Antutu need to know all those permissions? Huh? Asan na yun? Okay, let's see here. It needs to use your camera. It needs to use your location. It needs to use your phone. Huh? Why would you need my camera, Antutu? Why would you need my location, Antutu? Why would you need my phone, Antutu? Why? Why? Isa pa. Oh. And 3D bench. Natin. Permissions. Okay. Tingnan mo si 3D bench. Storage. All it needs is storage. Why does the regular Antutu need access to my phone, need access to my camera, and need access to my location? No. Uninstall. Mas excited pa si Pocophone. I think the Oppo F9 launched at a very tight timing, because obviously everybody's excited with the Honor Play and the Pocophone. But I'll give it a fair shake. I've been looking forward to trying another Helio P60, MediaTek Helio P60 product, for a while. And this might be a good time to test it out again. One thing I want to say is, I think it could be optimization, but parang mas mabilis pa rin si Oppo F7 sa akin. It could be just a different version of the UI. Not for gaming, So, one thing that they want to track you down, yes, for sure. One thing that I want to mention here is the Helio P60, even though it does a pretty good job at playing games, it doesn't have the best GPU. Helio P60 to me is a great processor for social media phones. For a lot of road warriors out there that needs to do work or selfies or social media and maybe word processing and stuff like that, web browsing, stuff like that. Because it's 2D performance, its desktop work performance is very good. But the Helio P60 is not very good. It's above average for gaming, but not like knock it out of the park flagship level gaming. It's in terms of gaming, it's not more powerful than a 636. So for gaming, you would want a 636, for example. And that's what I would call this. The P60 I would call equivalent to the 636, but the 636 is better for gaming. This is better for office work. Okay, so hopefully that narrows it down for you. The P60 the Helio P60, in my opinion, is good for office work, selfies, 2D stuff, social media, and then the 636 is better for gaming. So it looks like we're gonna move on. Thank you for your comments about the F9. It is a better Oppo F7, and the Oppo F7 has been ridiculously successful for the brand. So it only goes to say to assume that this is gonna be successful as well. However, the Oppo F9 is launching at a very, very competitive time in the market for sure. So we need to figure out if, and for some, surprisingly, no. Selfie is no longer the biggest buzzword these days, no. You know, like it or not, gaming has come back. Phone gaming has come back as the predominant need ng most computer consumers. James Reed is here. James Reed, what's up? he's James Reed. Even though I downplayed the fact that, you know, gaming on phone should not be priority, because you don't, the games on phones are not the best games you can play. However, ganun talaga, people want to play games on their phones because there's a lot of downtime sa mga MRT, downtime when waiting for stuff, and the game. Surprisingly, the PUBG Mobile is actually a pretty good game, no? You don't have to buy stuff in that game. You just play. You just shoot other people, land and do. And then kung tinamad ka na, you can even close the game even before the game ends, no? It's very non-stressful environment, and you get to shoot people and play in a multiplayer game. So I think PUBG Mobile has pushed gaming on phones a little bit higher now compared to selfies, which is crazy, right? Like, anybody talking about selfies anymore? Like, maganda ba yung selfie niyan? Meron pa ba nagtatanong na ganon? Like, recently, everybody has been asking about, is this better for gaming? Or does this have a bigger memory? Not a lot of does this make better selfies anymore. So I should be happy because, you know, I'm a gamer. So that's an interesting new development in the never-ending saga of people's demands for phones. Anyway, that's the hands-on with the Oppo F9. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can ask me again. I don't know how we're gonna demo this, but Asus, more gaming, no more selfies, according to James Reed. We'll just change tables. I like this. I like this thing. Look at this. So I got a lot of rolling tables ngayon eh. Because I realized that my organizational skills are terrible, and I need a lot of mobility when it comes to my stuff. Or at least in my room, I need a lot of tables that go rolling. So right now we're gonna switch to the Asus TUF computer laptop. I don't know if anybody's asking for this hands-on, by the way. Because I know a lot of you don't really have budgets for gaming laptops. But here's our gaming laptop topic for today. Sorry, medyo nagpatong ako ng gamit sa kanya. Yeah, that's a good camera angle, isn't it? More gaming, no more selfies. Baka dahil sa PUBG. Yeah, I think PUBG Mobile is a great product. I think PUBG Desktop is terrible. The concept was great, but the optimization is terrible. I should plug this in. Nandun yung plug. Mamaya tatayo na lang ako. Let's see. Kung mailalagay nila ko yung Android game sa Nintendo Switch, di na ako mag-gaming phone. Hey, that's a good sort of theory right there. But the thing is, ang lakas ng ilaw ko pala, no? Can I fix that? No, that's exposure. What is going on to the exposure? It's too bright. Too bright. What Android games are you playing? Because on the Nintendo Switch, you can play real games. You can play games that are actually games, not just yung, games that are... actually, papatay ko na lang ilaw. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty decent. And then I'll get the charger for this laptop. See, I got lots of rolling tables now. Saan yung charger niya? Nandito lang yun eh. Pinalupot ko lang dito. There we go. Hey! Look at me! Oh, aabot pa yung kable. Maybe not. Actually, give me 1 second. Hopefully I don't break anything. Okay. Like I said, just chill. This show is low impact right now, so if there's some downtime between topics, so be it. I'm still sick, I still have a cold, so pagbigyan nyo na ako. Pag gaming, lalo ka anime lover and such, lalo kung may gacha. Right, gacha. Too much saltiness when getting SSRs. Nagsawa na sa selfie, medyo common na din kasi yung maganda selfie sa mga smartphone. That's true. Magandang gaming laptop ko, thank you. Kamusta ang Alienware mo? There it is. I'm streaming with the Alienware right now. There you go. There's the Alienware. So, the Alienware is actually where the stream comes from, no? So, ayun yung keyboard niya. There it is. The Alienware is producing BTS as we speak. So, it's doing the job, boys. Teka lang, I'm sweating. I need my towel. Hey, thanks for the subscribe, OCN Adeline. Where's my towel? I'm still sick, by the way. So, cut me some slack. I need to fix my chair a little bit here. Galaw-galaw lang konti. Need to move the... There we go. Okay. May nanonood pa ba? Where's my streaming status? Where is it? There we go. All right. So this laptop is called the Asus TUF Gaming FX504. It's a new gaming laptop. The first TUF branded gaming laptop, because TUF used to make, well, basically motherboards and stuff like that, no? Wala tayong capture. Wait, did I do a video capture ng gaming ng last laptop that I used? Wait, I input my password here. There's my green screen. Bakit? Ano nga? Paano nga ba ako nag-demo ng laptop last time? Sorry. Paano, kuya, nandiyan ba si Kuya Norms? Paano ako magde-demo ng laptop? Ano kailangan natin gawin? So this is the FX504 from Asus. This is 55,000 pesos. 54,995. So supposedly it was around 56,995. So 57 dapat siya. But nung in-unbox ko siya, sinabihan ako ni Asus, Kuya Alex, in-update na po namin yung price, binaba namin para sa'yo. Dahil daw sa akin. Just kidding, hindi dahil sa akin. So now it's 55,000 pesos. And there are some limitations, but for the most part, I think it's a very good laptop. Okay, so this guy is super awesome, but Asus, I'm very, very sure what Asus did here is make a laptop that is for sure 100% made to be upgraded RAM wise and storage wise. So this 55,000 peso variant comes with okay, so the good news is this 55,000 peso laptop comes with GTX 1050 graphics card. It has a 8th gen 8300H CPU. That means you have 4 cores, 8 thread CPU, which is a very good laptop CPU. That's an i5 in laptop terms. And to be honest, it's very similar to my desktop. My desktop is 4 core 8 thread kasi luma yung sa akin. The limitations that it has. Okay, another very oh god, pinama ko yung part. The best selling point nitong laptop na to, by the way, is the display. So the display is an IPS level or IPS talaga 120 Hz display. So this is extremely smooth display. And you can see a little bit of that sa stream because of how the camera captures the 120 Hz. Nakikita nyo mas blurry siya. Mas may mouse trail ako on the that's because it's refreshing 120 times a second. That's why the mouse trail is much smoother on camera. So that's one effect ng 120 Hz. It's smoother mouse trail on camera. But in actual fact, this is refreshing at 120 Hz for me, and I'm seeing it extremely super smooth motion because it's refreshing twice faster than most displays that people have. And the quality of the display is very, very nice. I know it's not reflected with our handy dandy webcam right here, but the color accuracy and whatnot is very, very good. It's not G-Sync, so if you're not familiar with G-Sync or FreeSync, that's the technology where it prevents yung mismatched frame refresh, wherein nagre-refresh ang ganun and then next frame lumabas, mapuputol siya because next frame na. It doesn't have that, but if it's still 120 Hz, so ang nangyayari is nalilimitation, hindi masyadong problemado sa frame tearing because it's faster refresh anyway. So if any screen tearing even happens, it happens half the time only, right? So you will not notice, it's less noticeable because it only happens half the time. Kaso kapos yung GTX, tama si John Xiao, no? Kapos yung GTX 1050 sa 120 Hz. So you're potentially right there. So what I'm going to do is play Fortnite. Well, wala akong pinlano actually. This was unplanned. I wasn't thinking of demoing this on show, pero sabi ko, why not, diba? So I'm gonna see if I can play Fortnite, or actually I can play Fortnite for sure. But wow, ano ba sasabihin ko? But this kind of game, Fortnite, for example, what I did is, magka-update na naman. Diyos ko naman, Fortnite, araw-araw na lang may update. My gosh! Let's see how long the update is gonna take. Puro update ka na lang, Kuya Fortnite. Eh, pagbigyan mo naman ako. Minsan wag ka naman mag-update. So, I'm gonna cancel this. This is not... It's a waste of time. So Fortnite, for example, I can make it run at around 90 to 100 frames per second at medium settings. So Fortnite. And the beauty of that is 100 frames per second is a lot pa rin. Kasi generally you see 60 frames per second sa mga displays. So you don't need to hit 120 to take advantage of the 120 FPS display or 120 Hz display. On a 90 Hz or 90 FPS is perfectly fine. However, it would definitely be better if you can hit 120 FPS. So your main complaint there, John Shao, is that most games, at least the AAA titles, won't reach 120 FPS. And I do admit, let's try PUBG, no? Actually, ayoko mag-PUBG. What should I play? GTA 5? I don't know kung ano. I also played a little bit of League of Legends. This is the first time I'm able to play League of Legends at more than 60 FPS. I've never tried that before. Kasi okay, so I used to play League of Legends a lot, no? Basically, League of Legends is like Dota. Na more popular sa ibang bansa, no? I always wondered why ang gaganda nung nakikita sa mga pro gameplay, ang ganda nung reaction ng mga professional players. And nare-recognize sila yung mga... So, kunwari nag-clash, diba? Marunong ako sa mga terminologies na eh. Sabihin natin nag-clash. Alam nila yung yung every single attack and every single projectile. Nakikita ng mga pro players kahit gaano kabilis ng mga nakikita nila. And I realized later on na malamang they were playing at high refresh rate monitor. So, sabi ko, nung naglalaro ako ng League of Legends, shock lang yung monitor ko, kaya hindi I mean, I realized na I could have had a better experience playing League of Legends if I had a 120 Hz monitor, for example. Ito League of Legends, walang problema niya eh. So, kayang-kaya niya League of Legends sa 1050 niya eh. For sure. The thing is, okay, so the argument that the 1050 is not enough for most games, for AAA titles or some games, is absolutely right. Actually, ano mo pwede natin gawin dito? Let's go Dota 2. Hindi ko pa nararun to, but hopefully wala siyang update, no? Hindi pa nagbukas yung Steam. There we go. So, ang argument dito is that this kind of laptop with a 1050 and 120 Hz display, nag-update din si Dota 2 pero mas maikli. Is good as a good choice for esports gamers. So esports, you're playing CS:GO, you're playing Dota 2, you're playing League of Legends, maybe Overwatch. And Overwatch, kaya ng Overwatch mag 100 plus FPS sa ganitong specs, 1050 with the 8-core 8-thread CPU. Although hindi ko pa na-test, siguro mag-install ako. It's actually very good, no? So, if you're playing esports titles, this kind of laptop is very good for the price, no? The display is excellent. The keyboard is actually very good. Nakapag-adjust ako perfectly sa kanya. The trackpad is also very good. Impressive yung trackpad, no? It's not one of those ugly. Even though plastic yung feeling ng trackpad, it's pretty good. The display is 1080p, as like I said, it's IPS, 120 Hz, 3 millisecond delay response time, which is very, very fast. Although considering na 1 ms yung ibang it's not the fastest. But okay, so let me talk about the yung sadya ni Asus ito eh, for sure sadya ni Asus ito eh. The 55,000 peso variant, this variant right here, only comes with 4 gigs of RAM. 4 gigs of RAM. And bukod dun, which is hindi kasalanan ni 4 gigs of RAM yun. The storage is a 1 terabyte hybrid drive from Seagate. So 1 terabyte hybrid drive, ano lang siya? Basically hard drive lang siya with an 8 gigabyte cache. And you really do not want to see this 4 gig RAM. Ako hindi ko tiniis eh. This is currently at 12 gigs of RAM. Kinabitan ko siya ng 8 gigs of RAM. Saan galing yung 8 gigs of RAM? Galing sa Alienware. So, pasensya na. Mag-thank you tayo kay Kuya Alienware. Thank you Kuya Alienware for the pinahiram mong 8 gigs of RAM. Because naka 16 gigs yun eh. Naka 16 gigs yun eh. Kinuha ko yung isa niya, naka 8 gigs siya ngayon. This Asus laptop, as you can see, the keyboard is backlit, by the way. Red backlit only, nothing, no customization, no color customizations or anything. Ano bang? It's lit. It's so unplayable at 4 gigs. It's impossible to use. As in, oh my God, you have no idea. Yung Fortnite. Okay, tingnan mo, isipin mo, we have a 1050 inside. We have a sorry. Like I said, uubuin talaga ako. We have an 8-thread CPU, modern CPU. And Fortnite is running like Stutter Night. As in, so bad. It's so bad. As in, maglalakad ka and then, is stuck. Is stuck for 10 seconds. And then maglalakad ulit siya. And then it's stuck for 10 seconds. And then you have a like 10 FPS segment na that's Fortnite. One of the most basic games you can run is laggy AF. And kasi it's so bottlenecked with only 4 gigs of RAM. No person should ever buy a laptop that will ever sit at 4 gigs of RAM if they're ever going to play games on it. So Asus made the conscious decision to launch this product at 4 gigs of RAM. And ang iniisip ko reasoning ni Asus why they launched it with 4 gigs of RAM is yung bibili nito is somebody who's like me who will instantly upgrade the RAM. And ako, kung ako lang din, instantly i-upgrade ko yung hybrid drive because it's oh, there's the speakers are actually very loud, no? What kind of settings do we have here? Video. We're at best looking 1080p 120 Hz. Okay, let's see. Let's watch a pro game. Oh nga pala, the Dota Championships recently, right? No, let's watch. Can we watch this? No, this is 46 minutes na eh. Yeah, complexity. Yeah, okay, let's watch this one. For sure, nilaunch ni Asus ito to assume that anybody's gonna buy this will already upgrade the RAM. Because at 4 gigabytes, it's so... I feel bad for people who buy this, thinking because it has a 1050 and 8-core, 8-thread CPU, that pwedeng-pwede na sila. Pwedeng-pwede na sila with an 8-thread and 1050. Based on those specs alone, the processor and the GPU, it should be a beast of a laptop, right? I mean, it's not the highest specs ever. But the 1050 can play a lot of games, even AAA titles, as long as binaba mo yung settings. But this barely runs anything at 4 gigs of RAM. Barely runs anything. So right now we're looking at a professional match right here, and we're averaging around 90 FPS right now at the highest settings. Bababa ko yung volume. Where's the shortcut? Here it is. Function this. Highest settings right now. I don't know if you can read that, but it's averaging actually 100 FPS when there's nothing happening. So this is the power of 1050. The 1050 can handle a lot of games, and I think the target market talaga dito is esports. So there you go. They're playing Dota. You're playing Dota. Maximum settings at 1080p, and you're doing 100 FPS. Siguro sa Clash, bumaba yung konti. So there's that lag spike. Did you see that lag spike? That's the hard drive naman. So they definitely launched this laptop for people who are like me, who will upgrade their RAM and SSD and hard drive to SSD agad. Because I don't think this is doing the 1050 and the 8300H processor any justice. They are severely bottlenecking this laptop. Severely bottlenecking this laptop. So, like severely. You have no idea how severely that's bottlenecked with 4 gigs of RAM. So I did what any person should do. I upgraded the RAM temporarily while I'm reviewing it, even though I'm supposed to review it at 4 gigs. Ain't nobody gonna use this at 4 gigs of RAM, boy. You I don't. Fortnite turns into Stutter Night. You're not gonna play this at 4 gigs of RAM. So upgrade the RAM. I know there's gonna be some legal issue, some warranty issues when you upgrade the RAM. But if you're too scared of upgrading this with more RAM, then I suggest you buy a higher end variant of this instead of risking that. No, I think let's accept the fact that this is offered at this price point only for those who dare to upgrade their RAM. Single 4 gig, yes, it is a single 4 gig. So I added a single 8 gig. So there's 2 sticks available, 2 RAM slots available. 2 RAM slots available. Hindi ko na tinanggal yung isang 4 gig. I just added an 8 gig stick. My Alienware has 2 RAM slots also. It came with 8 gigs of RAM. I upgraded to 16 gig immediately because even 8 gigs is not enough for me. So right now, unfortunately, the Alienware is running at 8 gigs only, and this is running at 12 gigs. Yeah, so this laptop is sold at 55,000 pesos for the sole purpose of people like me who are upgraders at heart, who don't care necessarily about warranty. Kasi they're ako sa tingin ko, sa totoo lang, dapat si Asus, they should still honor the warranty on this laptop regardless if binuksan mo siya. Because who the heck wants to... Ain't nobody gonna play games with 4 gigs of RAM. Kawawa yung laptop. Kawawa yung 120Hz display. Kawawa yung 8300H na CPU. Kawawa yung 1050 graphics card. As in literally nakikita mo to, hindi niyo pala nakikita sa sobrang blur, sobrang bright ng display. Can I lower the brightness? Nasa ano na yun, nasa lowest setting na yun pala. Literally itong graph na to sa memory or yung CPU when I'm playing games ito yung playing games dahil nagsa-stutter siya, yung memory todo maxed out na ganun sa 4 gigs. Yung disk todong-todo. Why? Because when you don't have enough memory, the hard drive gets extra virtual memory to handle the loss. Kunwari 4 gigs of RAM ka lang, di ba? Ang gagawin ng Windows is magagawa siya ng virtual RAM on the hard drive. Where, pag kailangan niya ng extra RAM, ibabaton niya sa hard drive. Eh, bagal ng hard drive. Hard drive is not RAM. Right? So, when I'm playing games on 4 gigs of RAM, the memory is 3.8 used. Right? 3.6, 3.8 used dito. And then makikita mo yung disk, 100%. The disk is running at 100% all the time. And the CPU, I'm playing game, the CPU, you can see the bottlenecks are where the bottleneck is. The CPU is like 6%, 10%. And the GPU is like what? 20, 40%? So where's the bottleneck? On the disk and on the memory. Why? Because why is the disk bottleneck? Because the memory is sobrang konti ng memory niya, it's pushing the hard drive. So that's a major limitation of this laptop, and you have to accept the fact that if you buy this laptop, you're supposed to upgrade it. You're supposed to upgrade it. This is unbearable without an upgrade. So there's the most ano. So as far as the laptop goes, though, it's a perfectly excellent build quality laptop. I think the display is like 15 inches. The keyboard is nice. The trackpad is nice, like I said. It has this kind of ugly Aztec design here that I do not like, but some people will like it. So, ang ano dito is, what I really like about this is the metal plate dito sa ano. This is metal. Right here. And that, I think, is the first metal top plate sa laptop ni Asus, no? That's very nice. It offers a sturdy design for Asus TUF brand. I think that's why it's called TUF brand, ano? It's a nice Asus. Hindi siya ganun, like, kung diniinan ko to, ano pa rin siya, pumapasok pa rin yung bakal, no? So, tingnan natin kung ma-deform natin ng konti. Hindi masyado. Buksan ko ng konti, and then tingnan natin kung mapupush in ko siya. Right? So, nakakatuwa din yung, kala mo naging laser eyes yung Asus logo. It moves a little bit. It flexes a little bit, but not so much. That's the beauty of having metal on the thing, no? The design is very nice. It's very lightweight, no? 2.3 kilograms. Usually you get 2.6 kilograms, right? The vents are on the back here. It's a nice looking laptop, honestly, except for yung Aztec design dito sa ano. Yung Aztec design na to, yan. Aztec. Yan. Aztec. Alam mo yung mga Inca na ano, yung the big giraffe on the side of the mountain. Here's the back, here's the bottom. Very nice looking laptop, no? One thing that I do note though is the ports are okay, but okay, ito lang. Bilangin natin yung ports, no? We have headphone jack. We have 2 USB 3.0. That's nice. We have 1 USB 2.0. We have HDMI, we have Ethernet, and then we have the power adapter, and then we have a Kensington lock dito. Ain't nobody using Kensington lock dito sa Pilipinas, so that's not important for us. But on the port side, it's a decent array of ports, right? Ang kulang dito, nitpicky na to, ang kulang dito is SD card slot for reading cameras, right? So some people like laptops because they can transfer photos to their laptops immediately, but this doesn't have an SD card reader, no? The other thing is, I don't like the fact that it's only HDMI, right? This is very minor nitpicks na talaga. It only has HDMI. Now, why is that bad? Because DisplayPort is the future. DisplayPort is the future. Why DisplayPort is the future? Because DisplayPort can support more than 60 hertz, than 60 FPS, no? So the fact that it has HDMI only is that it means you can't plug a 120 hertz monitor. You can't plug a 144 hertz monitor. Just a 60 hertz monitor. So that's a limitation there. Obviously, the display itself on the laptop itself is already 120 hertz. So maybe you shouldn't even consider plugging in a monitor anymore. and just use the built-in display. Some other things na upgraded dito, like better cooling and whatnot. I think as far as the thermals go, naglaro na ako dito several games and I didn't find any throttling issues sa performance niya. But I haven't actually, hindi ko pa nasubukan. The next thing I need to do here is testing it with overclocks, testing yung undervolt, mga ganon, to maximize its performance and battery life. Hindi ko pa rin natetesting yung battery life masyado. But overall, I'm impressed, but it's not for people who are not willing to upgrade their RAM immediately. I think di naman ma-avoid ng warranty pag nag-add ng RAM HDD unless you physically damage something or maybe naalis yung warranty stickers. Yeah, that's the thing. If I'm not mistaken, the warranty sticker ng ganito would be here on the screw right here, which wala tayong sticker because this is a review unit, no? But I don't know. Yun ang ano dito eh. Talagang yung warranty talaga is such an iffy thing for most for most brands dito sa Pilipinas. Sa ibang bansa mas malinaw yung definition nila on what is warrantyable, what is not. Dito sa Pilipinas medyo 50-50 pa rin eh. 50-50 pa rin na may na pwede mong i-upgrade. Kasi nag-iingat yung mga brands dito eh. Nag-iingat yung brands dito na kung hindi ka marunong humawak ng computer mo, ayaw nilang pabukas sa'yo. Pero sa totoo lang, in real life, in true, computer CZs, dapat pwede mong buksan yan. At pwede mong i-upgrade yan. Sa iyo yan eh. Hindi ba? Let's just imagine kung yung kotse bawal mong kabitan, bawal mong palitan ng gulong, or bawal mong palitan ng air filter. Diba? Obviously, yung kotse mo, pag binili mo yung kotse mo, sabihin natin Honda yan, bumili ka ng Honda, sabi mo, gusto kong palitan ng gulong. Tapos mawawala ba yung warranty mo pag pilitan mo yung gulong ng Honda mo? That's not good. Iwa-warranty pa rin ni Honda yan, sigurado lang. So, there are people who are fighting this or whatnot, but medyo dito sa Pilipinas talaga, it's 50-50 whether or not iwa-warranty ng brand yung kung in-upgrade mo or binuksan mo yung laptop mo. I think at this point, if you buy this one, you have to risk it. In your opinion po, what's the best brand for budget gaming laptops? That's a good question. Depende. I think Asus is very, very good. Although hindi sila the most affordable. No? The most affordable is, in my opinion, Acer, right? But ang problem ng Acer is they don't have good displays, right? And Acer also not the best design, no? From what I can tell, no, at least sa Pilipinas, Asus is the best when it comes to ito lang, yung design na to, this is one of the best designs for the 50,000 peso range. It's very thin. It's very lightweight and it actually looks very nice, no? So, this kind of design, mahirap manahanap sa Acer. Usually sa Acer, pangit yung design nila. There's a little too much gamery look. Otherwise, nagtatabla naman sila. Keyboard is nice din sa Acer and whatnot. The display is the one that is the one trump card ni Asus na hindi natatapatan ni Acer at this price point. So si Acer, usually may mga laptop yan na nasa 40-45,000 pa eh. Less than 50,000. This is above 50,000. Saan ka mas makakamura, kuya, sa laptop or PC build? Actually, these days, sa laptop. But then again, a lot of people don't consider that laptops are complete eh. So, if you compare the specs of this laptop to a desktop na na system unit only. System unit nito is only like what you're gonna spend for the 8300 na CPU 30,000. So most people will compare this laptop to a 30,000 peso desktop. Not realizing that you have to pay for the display. Hindi nila sinasama yun sa system build nila eh. You have to pay for the display, you have to pay for a keyboard, you have to pay for a mouse or a trackpad, you have to pay for speakers, you have to pay for the HDMI or the USB hub, you have to pay for... Ano pa ba yung hindi ko na-listed dito? Power... Well, hindi. Ano pa ba? Wala na, yun na yun. A lot of people don't consider those and akala nila mas mura yung desktop, but more or less 50 mil para ka bumili ng desktop. Magkano yung 120 Hz monitor? Mga 15 mil din siguro, di ba? Mga 15,000 din eh. So, sabihin natin 30 mil yung system unit mo. 15 plus 15,000 na desktop monitor na 120 Hz. Nasa 45k ka na. Dagdagan mo ng keyboard, dagdagan mo ng mouse, ng trackpad, dagdagan mo ng speakers, dagdagan mo ng USB hub, magkano na yun? So, nasa 50 mil ka rin, diba? But, the thing is, a lot of people like their desktops because meron na silang monitor, meron na silang whatever. So, a lot of people still defend their desktop builds, but if you just need portability, there's nothing to complain here. And wag ka na lang mag-monitor because nandiyan na yung monitor mo. This is a beautiful monitor. And recently nga hindi na ako yung TV ko, by the way. That's a 4K TV. Nasa harap natin. Yan. And it's a very good display. Kaya lang may sakit ako. So, ginagawa ko, nandun ako sa likod. And enjoy ako din sa 120 Hz display na to. I'm very happy with it. Medyo maliit siya, but nilalapit ko na lang yung display sa akin, so that's fine. Yeah, so yun yung ating Asus TUF FX504 laptop. No, I think it's very good overall. You just need to upgrade it. It's impossible to use without upgrades. No, let me. Yun na lang. I think that's the easiest way to describe it. It's impossible to use without upgrades. But once you get it upgraded, then it's one of the best. Yun na lang. Yeah. That's a good way to describe it. Ano? Once you have it upgraded, it's one of the best. So assuming in-upgrade mo nga siya, right? What's your total cost na? So we're gonna put in 55,000 for the laptop. We're gonna put in 5,000 for the RAM, mga 8 gigs, no? And then another, sabihin na natin total, another 2,000 something for an SSD. Sorry, Sigit, hindi pasado si Farkuda. Just buy an SSD, no? So dito kasi may SSD siya. May Farkuda siya. So what we're gonna do, if I were you, hindi bilhin mo to, dagdag ka ng 2,500, 3,000 sa budget mo, you buy an M.2 SSD, kabit mo sa, may M.2 slot ito sa loob eh. Kabit mo sa M.2, doon mo install yung OS. I'll show you the reboot time na lang. This is with the Seagate Farkuda hybrid drive and 12 gigs of RAM na yan. Mas mabagal pa yung reboot nito if you only have 4 gigs. So, this is the restart. Let's see how long that takes, no? For me, gaming PC pa rin kasi pwede bigger display. Pwede mo rin kabit sa, ano, like I said, may HDMI port ito. But, walang display port. So, 60 Hz lang yung pwede mong kabitan. I wish it had a display port so you can put it into a 144 Hz or, high refresh rate display. But, unfortunately, HDMI lang tayo. Still booting. Still booting, mga kuya. What's our next topic? Siguro gaming pa rin. Yeah, so it looks like it's booted na. Let me input my password here. There you go. Still booting. Nag-load pa rin siya ng main desktop area niya. Gano'ng katagal na tayo nagbo-boot? Is the question. That is not fast. Right? I mean, it's completely acceptable. But that is not fast. And life is too short. Life is too short to be waiting for this stuff. Especially kung nag-install lang ako ng games na nababagalan na ako eh. Kasi there was at some point nag-install ako ng GTA 5 for example. And then binubuksan ko yung Chrome browser, ang bagal niya magbukas ng Chrome browser. Why? Why do you ask? You're asking why mabagal magbukas yung Chrome browser. Why? Because naka-fiber ako, mabilis yung download ko. What happens is I'm downloading so fast and writing the data to my hard drive so fast that the hard drive is bottlenecked. Na pagbukas ko ng Chrome, sa sobrang bottleneck na nung hard drive, yung Chrome hirap nang lumabas. Hirap niya nang bigyan ng oras pa yung pag-load ng Google Chrome, right? So that's a limitation that will happen when you have a slow storage device on your laptop like this. And life is too short. Life is too short to be waiting for loading like this. Okay mo. Look at that. That's not the worst thing in the world, but damn, dude. Like, I want to browse right now. I want to browse. There we go. Right? Okay, kinlik ko na siya. Okay. So, you know, once you buy this thing, you want to invest at least 7,000 pesos into RAM and SSD. Yes, there you go. And you have a pretty good laptop with 120Hz display. Solid build. Nothing to complain about. The specs are very good. You can still play AAA titles at the lowest quality settings because, well, you want to maximize that 120Hz display though. Anyway, that's it for our Asus TUF Gaming FX504. I'm gonna shut it down. And I guess we're talking about NVIDIA Turing after this. Ano pa ba yung mga topics natin? Excuse me. Ano sa tatagal ko ya? SSD o HDD? Lalo kung mahilig kang mag-copy and install. Okay, so this might blow your mind now, but ang consensus ngayon, the modern SSDs last longer now than hard drives. Huh? So there was a time when SSDs were worse in terms of longevity than hard drives. But these days, because SSDs have no moving parts, the SSDs now are better in terms of longevity. So SSDs now, in the modern SSDs won't generally, they don't die after in 10 years hindi sila nasisira eh. Hard drives, just ko bigyan mo ng 5 years yan, sira na ang hard drive usually. We're gonna do no lights now. There we go. Kasi hindi na tayo nag-hands-on eh. I don't need lights for no hands-on, diba? We need lights for hands-on because, well, you can't see stuff masyado. Oh my God, the way. Yeah. There we go. Now we, ano ba? Talk about Nvidia, I guess. Hala. All right. Whew. Napawisan pa rin ako. May sakit pa rin talaga ako. Definitely agreed on that HDD speed. I recently changed my PC NVMe M.2 SSD plus fiber connection equals heaven. Yeah, ayos yan. Sarap yan. If only mura ang SSD 1TB for 2.3K something. I thought nagmumura na sila. Well, nagmura na sila ng konti. But Ang gagawin mo niyan, if you really need the extra storage, no, the big storage, is you just buy an SSD for not temporary, but most used apps and games. No, what you want the SSD to have is your operating system, and then maybe one or two of your most used applications, and then one or two of your most used games. So, generally, what I suggest is, kung tipid na tipid ka, go for a 128 gig SSD, and then have a 1 terabyte hard drive. Or, what I would suggest is kung mas maluwag ng konti, is 256 gig SSD and 1 terabyte hard drive, right? You keep all the other stuff, even some games, at the 1 terabyte hard drive. That gives you at least, kung naghahanap ka talaga ng malaking storage, and a lot of us are, heck, I can show you my storage here. Sorry. Which scene nga ba tayo? This one, full screen. Ito na ulit tayo. The big face. Kaya lang sira yung green screen. My God, my powers is like all over the place. So here we go. I'll show you my So here's my SSD here. There's my SSD, 256 gig SSD right here. And it contains my Windows, definitely a lot of my program files, mga apps ko, mga video editor, mga miscellaneous stuff that you always see here. And then, most of my games are here. So, nasa na yun? Steam library. So here's my Steam library. How big is my Steam library here? So yung W folder, I have just 50 gigs? No, impossible. I have possibly I want to say 5 or 8 games nandito sa anyway, matagal mo siyang magbasa. Kasi nga naka-hard drive. So here's my configuration. I have an SSD for most critical files, for critical loading apps. And then I have a 2 terabyte Western Digital blue. Yeah, Western Digital blue. So I bought this recently, and this is how I live. No, a lot of my videos are here, yung mga unboxing videos and stuff like that, because those takes terabytes and terabytes, no. And then the C drive contains all my apps and stuff. And heard that HDD is dead, like what happened to WD Factory for HDD. Hard drives are fine. There's still a need for hard drives, but in terms of, okay, so ganito na lang talaga. Let's differentiate na talaga. So, ang hard drives is used for storage, strictly storage now. You're not supposed to put anything that runs. Don't ever put anything that runs, an application that runs, that needs to load for an application to run on the hard drive. Don't do that. Unless it's a game na hindi masyadong ganun ka-importante. Like me, like I said, I put a lot of my games on the 2 terabyte hard drive. But boot time is so important. A lot of apps it's so important to have on SSD. So right now I think we are at a point in our lives enough na I think we really should prioritize apps on SSD and storage on hard drive. Because why? Our lives are too short. Our lives are too short. Hindi natin kakayanin yung reboot time na ganun katagal. Hindi natin kakayanin na nag-i-install tayo ng GTA 5 na ang bagal mag-load ng Google Chrome kasi na-maximize nung download speed natin yung hard drive. We shouldn't live like that. Napakatipid mo na kung kailangan mong tiisin yung ganun kabagal because ayaw mo mag-SSD. Ang mura na lang ng SSD ngayon if you just want a 256 SSD. It's affordable now. But I suggest, kung tipid ka talaga, 128 gig is fine. 128 gig is roughly, ako ang suggestion ko lang, 2,000. I like yung Western Digital Green SSD There's also yung A-data and there's also SanDisk na SSD right now na 2300 na nakita ko. Never tried it yet, but ako I like the Western Digital Green. Nasa 2300. Akala ko mo, kuya, may lifespan. May lifespan ng SSD. Same as hard drive. May lifespan. But, there's this misconception na maikli yung lifespan ng SSD. Yung modern SSD today has a very long lifespan na. So, there was a time in SSD life, nung mga bago-bago pa lang SSD, nung medyo entry level, hindi pa masyadong high-end yung SSDs. Mabilis masira yung SSD. The lifespan was short. But today's SSDs are much longer lifespan na. Generally, some of them have 5 or 7 year warranties, which is longer than hard drives for the most part. Hard drives, generally, they just last 5 years, diba? So, these days, SSDs are more reliable than hard drives. They last longer now. So there's just a few things that basically one thing that you need to understand about SSDs to maintain the life cycle, the lifespan, is to not fill the SSD up to red. So, ang SSD works the best when it's not red. Ay, hindi niyo pala makita. Yan. So nakikita niyo yung SSD ko, no? To. Pag pula na yung hindi warning ni Windows yon because alam niya kulang na lang hard drive mo. But it's also an internal thing that I remember all the time kasi pag pula na siya, bababa yung lifespan ng SSD. Because ang SSD yung last 10% ng SSD, last 15% ng SSD is yung technically quote-unquote cache niya. So kung wala na siya nung last 10-15% ng SSD, wala na siyang cache. Kung wala na siyang cache, every single file na binunot niya, iibahin niya ng location. So malaking strain on your SSD pag wala na siya nung 10%, 15% niya na natitirang storage. So keep in mind, when you have an SSD, don't fill it to the red. So the red sa sa Windows, pag namula na yung itong storage yung itong blue na color na yan, pag namula yan, that means you're less than 10% available sa hard drive mo. So that's what I watch, no? I keep track of that. When pinuno ko masyado yung SSD ko and pula na siya, I should delete some stuff or move some stuff. Because you want to take care of your SSD. If you keep up to 15% or 20% free on your SSD, the SSD will last much longer. But I don't know kung nandito pa yung app na yun eh. Chinek ko yung health ng SSD ko, walang problema right now. Tingnan ko yung downloads ko. Crystal disk. No, wala pala tayo. So I'll show you right now kung gusto niyo malaman, no. Since relax naman yung stream natin ngayon. So go to Crystal Disk Mark and then meron siyang app na Crystal Disk, not Crystal Disk Mark. Iba yung, we're looking for something else eh. Crystal Disk Info, that's what you want, no? So I'm gonna download this right now. Ay, wag XC. Gusto ko, portable XC ba yan? Hindi naman siguro. Let's do the zip file, no? Alright. It's a very small app and it'll tell you the health of your SSD. So, ito. Let's, ay, kailangan ko ba i-extract yung buong, I guess kailangan, i-extract na lang natin buo. Crystal Disk info. Here we go. So, nasa yung chat? Basahin ko yung chat while we're doing this. And no. Where's the chat? This one. There we go. So, this is my Samsung SSD, 256 gig or 250 gig, 850 EVO. This is this was bought July 2016. Right? So 2 years na siya. 2 years old, no? Right. So babasahin natin sa si Crystal Disk info, no? According to this, it is total host writes. How much data did I write to this storage? 36 gigs of data. Wait, hindi naman siguro. No. This 36 terabytes of data has been written to this drive. 36 terabytes has been written to this drive. I've powered this drive on 717 times. The hard drive this SSD has been on for 15,126 hours. Right? What's its health status? Can you see its health? It's still at 100% health. Wala pa siyang bad sector or bad failed data cell, no? Because the SSDs uses some weird like multi-cell or cell, whatever they call it, some weird technology. But as you can see, there's still no failure sa mga cells ng SSD ko. Because ang SSD kasi, what happens with SSD is, yung minsan, it degrades gradually, pero it does not break like an instant. Like yung hard drive kasi, pag tinamaan na yung platter ng hard drive mo, deads na siya. Completely, wala. Medyo, minsan magsispin pa rin siya, magre-read pa rin siya. But, the more it spins, the more it reads, the more it dies. Ang SSD naman, it deteriorates, bumababa yung capacity mo. Why? Why bumababa yung capacity mo? Because the longer it runs, the more problems with the SSD. Automatically tinatanggal nung SSD yung access mo dun sa bad parts ng SSD mo. So, if you, for example, have a 256 gig SSD na bagsak na, 50% na lang yung health, magiging 128 gigs na lang yun. Right? So, as you can see dito sa Crystal Disk info ng aking 2-year-old plus na Samsung SSD 850 EVO, wala pa siyang damage. Wala pa siyang part ng entire SSD niya that has been disabled by the system because everything is still perfectly fine after 2 years. And andyan naman siya, 717 times siya na on. I've written 36 terabytes on it. It's been on for 15,000 hours. Ito naman yung ito yung Western Digital na 2 terabyte. Which as you can see, Western Digital has been powered on 62 times. 714 hours lang siya naka-on. Kasi bago lang to eh. You can see the difference between that and this. How much I've used this SSD. Diba? This is basically my first SSD kasi ito yung when I built my first Skylake system, ito yun eh. This is the first SSD na ginamit ko talaga. So yeah, there's your living proof that SSDs are pretty good now. Samsung is the best though when it comes to SSD. So if you want the best, or at least, yeah, look at this. Samsung 850 EVO has lasted 2 years plus and still no loss in storage capacity. No. So where were we now? Yeah, maglagay ka ng 120 gig sa laptop mo, Kuya June. Next drops for the Pocophone. All right, so last topic we have is what is going on here? Wala naman. Huwag na natin basahin ito. Huwag na natin basahin yun. Basahin ito. Binabasa ko yung kanina. Okay, so NVIDIA Turing is the next topic. But isa lang masasabi ko dito is, well, NVIDIA went into an interesting territory with the new GPUs. Interesting because they added new technology that wasn't there before, and this new technology not necessarily easy to benchmark. They added ray tracing. That's the number one thing that they're promoting, and we can even watch a video apparently. Makaka-copyright ba ako sa kanta na to? Makaka-copyright ako sa kanta na to. So the new GeForce RTX, no longer GTX ang pangalan ng GPU sila. It's now the RTX GPUs. Kuya, mag-RTX ka ba? Papalitan mo na 1080 Ti. Nako, yun na nga yung ano ko eh. So yeah, this is a good discussion, if you want to ask about my plans for my graphics cards. So what is the NVIDIA RTX? It's a new graphics card. It's a new graphics card, an upgrade over a year and a half ago's Pascal architecture. 2 years ago's Pascal architecture. And bukod sa slight upgrade in traditional graphics performance niya, because the CUDA cores, the traditional sense of CUDA cores, is higher by about 20% on the cards now. So technically, in terms of traditional performance, it's about 20% higher then. So 20% higher is not that big a deal though. However, meron dinagdag si NVIDIA na completely new. Nothing, never heard of before, or at least you know what I mean, right? It's a chip. Ano ba tong green screen ko? Let's turn on the lights ulit. The new things that are on the GPU has never been put on a GPU before. For people like us who are interested in gaming mostly, no. So what's been added is two things. One is an AI core, artificial intelligence, which is weird because parang nobody asked for this. Nobody asked for artificial intelligence, and there's no tangible reason why we need artificial intelligence for our graphics cards, but it's there. And there are some possible ways magamit yung artificial intelligence to, for example, interpolation. Like kung low resolution lang yung game, pwede nating i-interpolate yung game into a high resolution using artificial intelligence. So, yung mga low-res na 16-bit, malay mo, si Mario na 16-bit, pwede niyang gawing high-resolution Mario. I don't know. But that's a possibility with artificial intelligence. Number two, the main thing is yung RTX. That's why it's called RTX, is ray tracing. New technology. It's not ray tracing is an old graphics technique, but it's never been possible to in a grand scale because hindi kaya ng GPU. So they added a new ray tracing chip. So bukod dun sa CUDA core chip, meron siyang ray tracing and meron siyang AI. So ngayon nagmahal si GPU. So ito, the 2080 Ti, which most people would think is the replacement for the 1080 Ti, kasi pareho ng pangalan, di ba? Is now $1,200, right? May story ako dyan. We'll get back to it though. And then the 2080, which is the replacement for the 1080, people would think is $800, and the 1070 is $600, which is 30,000 pesos. Ang laki. Ang 1070 ngayon nasa 22,000, 20,000, di ba? So that's a 10,000 peso difference to get the 2070. That's basically because binabayaran mo yung AI core and binabayaran mo yung ray tracing core. Ang tanong, importante ba yung ray tracing right now? Probably not, kasi napaka-konti pa lang ng games na nagsusupport ng ray tracing. There's yung AI core, yun yung mas hindi mo you mas less used yung AI core for sure, kasi not a lot of nobody needs AI graphics, ano. So right now it's the chicken and the egg condition where, you know, there's no games out for it. So will you buy the graphics card? Will you be the chicken or will you be the egg? Will you wait for the games to come out with ray tracing to support, or will you buy the GPU now so you're the one of the first adopters of ray tracing support? But the question here is, will ray tracing become a thing become an actual will ray tracing actually become a thing? Will video games actually really use ray tracing in the future? Because you can't say that. You can't be sure. Right now, yes, you can call it the chicken and the egg, but what if the chicken never hatches? Hindi ba? We're not guaranteed that ray tracing will be supported by the games in the future. People, developers maybe not even support it. Why? The question why is, number one, sadyang matagal na silang nagde-develop ng walang ray tracing. Number two is that currently AMD has no ray tracing technology of their own. So if you're going to develop a game with ray tracing in mind, you have to consider that AMD will not have ray tracing, and people with AMD graphics cards won't be able to play. What if your game required ray tracing? Then you're in AMD consumers, wala silang, they can't play your game. They can't play your game because AMD graphics cards have no ray tracing. So chicken and the egg with the possibility that the egg won't hatch. Chicken and the egg with the possibility that the egg won't hatch. And then the egg will just go, you know, and go splat on the egg. But that aside, you know, it's a good idea by NVIDIA to actually, you know, add something new sa graphics card nila. It's just as consumers, we don't know yet if this new thing on our graphics card is going to be a success or not. Honestly, I wanna upgrade, but it's a little pricey, no? So right now, the RTX 2080 Ti is $1,200. That is an extra $500 over the price that I paid for my 1080 Ti. Right? That's nearly nearly 3/4 of the price increase from my, okay, let's do the math, no? 1,200 divided by 700 that I paid in dollars, we're adding a 71% price. $700 plus 70% of the price equals the price of the 2080 Ti. So the actual price of the 2080 Ti is 70% higher than my 1080 Ti. 70% higher. 71.4% higher. That's a huge jump. That's nearly double. Hindi 50%, hindi less than 50%. It's more than 50. It's 70% higher price than my 1080 Ti. And there is also a reason behind that I want to explain, no? But it still doesn't make any sense. Why is the 2080 Ti so expensive? And the simple reason is it's not a 2080, it's not the Ti edition. It's not a Ti, it's the Titan. Okay, so if you're not familiar with how GeForce or NVIDIA launches products, when they launch a new architecture, when they launched Pascal, when they launched Maxwell, when they launched their GPU architectures, they launched the 80 version, the XX80 version. So they launched a 780, they launched a 980, and they launched a 1080. But there was no Ti. They would not launch the Ti immediately, even back then. This is the first time they launched the Ti immediately. Why? Because back then, they would launch a Titan version. So, in fact, there is no Ti yet. This is the 2080 Titan. Does that make sense? Hopefully, naiintindihan nyo yung ibig sabihin ko. This is not the actual 2080 Ti. This is the actual 2080 Titan. And that is why, ano siya, some people will say, maybe, ganito yan. Maybe this is the Titan. This is... Alright, Some people are gonna say it like this. This is the Titan, this is the 1080 Ti, and this is... okay, this is the Titan, this is the 2080 Ti, the actual 2080, and the 2070 is actually the 2080 without the Ti. But I don't think so. I think the actual 2080 Ti is still going to come later on, as most Ti versions should. Hopefully naintindihan nyo, medyo magulo, but I think it's a very it's a good interpretation of what's going on here. So the thing is, they just removed the Titan edition. Instead of launching the Titan edition, they launched the Ti immediately. The AI core is an interesting part of this new GPU. While it's not fully utilized yet, it's already used for other purposes. Yeah, true. It's gonna take a long time before games. Yep. If you have a budget for 1080 Ti and you have more money to burn, RTX 2080 Ti seems like a good option. Sa akin, sa totoo lang, I just want more frames. Okay, so right now, I have the 1080 Ti. I have a 4K TV. Actually, ano talaga, hindi pa ganun kalakas yung 2080 Ti to make all games run at 60 FPS on 4K. There are just some... Si Witcher 3, for example. Hindi ko pwedeng i-max setting si Witcher 3 at 4K 60 FPS. So... I was really hoping that the new graphics cards from NVIDIA would give me more power. Well, I guess they did give me 20% more power. graphics performance by adding 20% more CUDA cores. But for Witcher 3, which does not have ray tracing or AI, it'll only be 20% faster than my 1080 Ti. And maybe that's just barely enough to get comfortable 4K 60 FPS. But I was hoping for much more. I was hoping for 60 FPS 144 Hz, which is obviously mahirap. Wala pa ako ng monitor na yun. But think about a super smooth 144 Hz 4K. That's great. That would be great. Anyway, you know, in terms of raw performance, in terms of raw gaming performance, I'm a little disappointed because it's only a 20% increase in CUDA cores. So theoretically, it's only a maximum of 20% increase. More likely, it's around 10 to 15 increase in traditional gaming performance. So is a 10 to 15% increase in traditional gaming performance worth the extra 70% cost? Worth the extra $500, 70% of the initial price that I paid the 1080 Ti? 70% higher for 10 to 15% extra performance in traditional, you know. So all signs points to it's not worth it for me. All signs pointed to it's not worth it for me. But it all hinges on the. Everything will hinge on the on whether or not ray tracing becomes the future, or it becomes widely accepted in the future or not. Kasi what if I buy a 2080 Ti, I pay the extra $500 and yun na nga, yung assuming binenta ko yung 1080 Ti ko at a certain price point, dagdag ako ng extra pera, which is a lot of money. Let's say binenta ko yung 1080 Ti ko ng 30,000 pesos. Mataas na yun. That's $600. I need to come up with another 30,000 pesos para umabot ng 60,000 pesos yung pera ko para bumili ng 2080 Ti. Literally, I could have bought another 1080 Ti, or almost another 1080 Ti. And that hinges on the fact that if ray tracing fails, baliwala yung 30,000, yung extra 13,000 na yun. If ray tracing fails, I think it's not gonna fail, but you know, we're still not guaranteed. I'm very sure that AMD is going to try and say that ray tracing is not very. Baka si AMD, baka they might not go into. If AMD goes on the ray tracing bandwagon, then it becomes ubiquitous. Aba, sobrang hirap naman ang term na yun. If AMD goes for ray tracing as well, then the technology becomes ubiquitous. Then that means all games will support it, and ray tracing will eventually become mainstream. Once ray tracing becomes mainstream, then it will be a success. But right now, it is it's kind of you know nga, it's the egg that could break it. So is it worth it? From a very realistic standpoint, from a calculation standpoint, hindi siya worth it. From a standpoint where you wanna see sort of the future in a way, and you don't care how much it costs, then it's okay. But practical wise, hindi siya worth it right now. But sino ba yung nagtanong? Si John Xiao ba o si June? Kung papalit ako ng 1080 Ti ko, assuming that I can sell the 1080 Ti at a good price, and assuming that I come upon a little bit of extra money at the right time, around late September, October, kasi malamang October darating sa Pilipinas yun eh. Around October, assuming that I come upon another extra 30,000 pesos, 40,000 pesos, And assuming na based on the reviews, medyo natuwa naman ako and then the gaming and whatnot, I might consider selling my 1080 Ti for a 2080 Ti. You know, nandun na ako eh, I guess. Right? Sometimes you wanna go take risks with this stuff. But it'll be 100% complete risk. It's just rolling the dice if ray tracing succeeds or not. Some people were calling it Hairworks 2.0. If you're not familiar with Hairworks, it's a proprietary NVIDIA technology that everybody hates. Oh God, I'm dying, mga kuyas. Even though gumagaling na ako, I'm still dying. So yeah, it's not Hairworks 2.0, but it's close. It's close to Hairworks 2.0. Because Hairworks generally was useless. Anyway, so the NVIDIA Turing GPUs will be available September 20. So basically, actually, ano talaga, October na talaga darating yan kasi September 20, that's 10 days to go before the September ends. Wake me up when September ends! So if the conditions were right, I would upgrade to a 2080 Ti. But signs point to probably not eh. Signs point to probably I won't have the money. Signs point to probably I wouldn't have an extra 40,000 pesos lying around to upgrade to a 2080 Ti. Yeah, Hairworks napakalakas kumain ng GPU. So that's one of the reasons why people didn't like Hairworks. And it's also a proprietary NVIDIA technology. So AMD does not have Hairworks. And what NVIDIA did was force a lot of game developers to put Hairworks into their games. And people were complaining because a lot of developers could have put more time in making their games better instead of developing for such a terrible technology called Hairworks. Brickster says, if there's anything AMD do not give considerable attention yet, it's the AI. Give significant increase in AI and computation with great advantage. Okay, so ganito yan, ano? Malamang hindi lang $1,200 yan sa Pinas. Actually, super natuwa ako nung nabili ko yung Palette Super Jet Stream ko na 1080 Ti eh. Kasi binili ko siya mga 38.5 eh. So, sa totoo lang, napakalapit niya. Ang mura nung GPU ko sa totoo lang 38.5. $700 yung $700 SRP ng 1080 Ti. So, I just bought slightly over SRP. Kasi $700 is 35,000 pesos. Diba? That's great. I got a really good deal on the 1080 Ti. Probably because Palette yung brand. So, mura talaga si Palette eh. And then, so far, lahat ng Palette na products ko has been very good. So yun. I wonder kung masisira. Hindi na pa naman siguro masisira yung 1080 Ti ko. Kasi I think matibay pa siya eh. I think sobrang wala pa siyang problems eh. But one reason why I would wanna sell it, if I wanna sell it, is siguro kung ina-anticipate ko na masisira na siya sometime soon. Parang sabi ko, wala namang signs of wear and tear yung 1080 Ti ko. But if it's showing signs of wear and tear, baka ibenta ko siya. Gago eh, no? Binibenta mo yung sirain na... ang tibay pa yung 1080 to. Sobrang tibay pa niya. Maybe that's one of the reasons why they named their GPU architecture Turing. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. They were... Si Turing yung nag-invento ng ray tracing, hindi ba? Hindi ba siya? Si Turing for sure, hindi. Sino ba yung nag-invento ng ray tracing? The actual technology of ray tracing was invented by somebody eh. But, Turing himself is the one who created yung ano yun? Hindi ba siya yung the Turing test for computers? artificial intelligence, may Turing test eh. Kailangan, anyway. Ano yung Turing test? Tingnan natin yung Turing test. Turing test developed by Alan Turing, is a test of machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior to or indistinguishable from that of a human. Ah, yes. So the Turing test is actually kung kayang matalo ni AI yung questions ng Turing test, ibig sabihin napaka-human-like niya na. Yun yung Turing test nga pala. Who invented ray tracing? Tingnan natin. Okay. What? Ano to ah? Okay. So you invent? Nabasa ko kanina kung sino nag-invento. The first ray tracing algorithm used for rendering was presented by Arthur Appel in 1968. So hindi pala si Turing yun. Yun, so there is the new Turing graphics cards. It was definitely not what I thought it would be. I thought it would be a power bump, performance bump. Instead, Nvidia went all out into ray tracing talaga. What I do not really understand is why Nvidia focused on marketing ray tracing when they already utilize that advantage in AI. AI kasi is not easy to implement in video production in graphics Yeah, well, here's the thing though. Okay, so AI, there's way too many uses and way too vague kind of technologies that go behind it. But eventually we'll get AI to work for graphics performance, for gaming performance. Gaming image quality na lang. Ray tracing though, even though marami ako in terms of current generation gaming, ray tracing is not available yet because it's not supported yet. But did you know that ray tracing is the #1 thing required by movie studios like Pixar? So ray tracing technology built into these Turing GPUs is every animator's wet dream. Every animator's wet dream. Because yung mga movies like Ready Player One, for example, or any CGI movie by Pixar, by mga Toy Story, lahat yan. All of those movies are ray tracing technology to get the best shadows, the best lighting, the best whatnot. And traditional computers take forever to render ray tracing video. Right? So, with the NVIDIA Turing GPUs, with the NVIDIA 20 series, RTX 20 series, the animation industry, the 3D animation industry with yung feature-length film industry like Pixar and whatnot, will see kind of a huge bump. Or maybe there will be more independent animators that na makakuha sila ng ganitong graphics card and immediately pwede silang gumawa ng high quality feature film na ray traced yung design, yung image, yung videos. And the ray traced feature length CG animations are very high quality images, very very nice looking, no? Si Frozen, ray tracing yan. Lahat yan, yung mga ganun. So think about how that opens up the opportunities for a lot of animation to be ray traced. right? Independent animators can get ray tracing on their their desktop computers now, instead of a server farm or a powerful workstation system. Big companies like Pixar now will have a lot of these Turing GPUs and have individual computers with ray tracing capabilities na malalakas. So the potential for animation is high. Not necessarily for gaming just yet. Have to counter that the enterprise market, which AI is starting to integrate. Of course, yeah. I mean, enterprise is enterprise. I'm obviously strictly talking about my personal use for it, and a lot of consumers use for it, which is for gaming. AI, I understand AI is very very good, especially for enterprise talaga. I understand. And alam mo na yan, Kuya Brickster, of course. But for gaming strictly, wala pa siya masyadong point because the developers don't put AI tech into it because it's so new. But like I said, chicken and the egg din yan. Developers will start putting AI graphics into their games as long as there's an AI chip on the thing. The question will still remains if AMD is going to follow suit. If AMD doesn't follow suit, then either we're all going to be NVIDIA users, or some games will still have no AI and no ray tracing just because, they don't want to alienate the AMD crowd. Anyway, I think the full advantage of NVIDIA Turing GPUs is still a ways away, especially for gaming, for strictly gaming applications. There's still a ways away. But it's an exciting new technology. I've always liked ray tracing talaga. Maybe long story here. When I was a young, well, I'm still young. Sorry. When I was younger na lang, I went into a little, medyo naghilig ako sa programming, no? And I wanted to make my own Wolfenstein 3D, right? If you don't know what Wolfenstein 3D is, it's it's the earliest first-person shooter in the world. It's the first-person shooter in the world, technically. There were other games that have the first-person perspective, but it is it is basically the first-person shooter, Wolfenstein 3D. And when I was programming, nag-aaral akong programming, I wanted to recreate Wolfenstein 3D. I wanted to make my own Wolfenstein 3D. And Wolfenstein 3D uses ray tracing to a certain extent. But not for lighting, not for ano. Wolfenstein 3D uses yung from your eyes, it traces a line towards the thing that you want to see. And pag tinamaan niyo yung wall, it determines that you need to see a wall there, right? And that's the extent of ray tracing no Wolfenstein 3D, right? There's no complex lighting algorithms sa Wolfenstein 3D. It's just pag tumama sa wall yung vision mo, that's your ray, that's dead, no? So, nung time na yun, when I was learning programming, I actually tried, I did a program na ray tracing din. I recreated yung technology na Wolfenstein 3D, not the same way, in a good way. I made a really crappy Wolfenstein 3D, but technically I ray traced. I made a ray tracing engine by copying the same technology as Wolfenstein 3D, by understanding the ray tracing behind Wolfenstein 3D. I made my own ray tracing first-person shooter na sobrang pangit. It doesn't really matter. But like I said, I've had history with ray tracing and fan ako niya. So I understand the concept. I understand that it's a nice concept to have. I don't know if it's gonna be ubiquitous or gonna be like the number one thing eventually right now. But you know, just a little bit of history, I guess. It's not really important to just giving you a little bit of history about ray tracing there. Yung napanood ko yung Shadow of Tomb Raider, parang pumangit yung graphics, gawa ba ng ray tracing yun, parang naging cartoonish. What? Yung sa Shadow of the Tomb Raider, what happened is yung shadows niya became more realistic shadows. Then depends now on games unless they can shell out cash. Kuya Gian says rate racing. I only know ridge racing. Yeah, you know. So ray tracing, that's gonna be a thing. Or Nvidia is hopefully hoping it's gonna be a thing. Ray tracing and AI. I don't know. It's a it's a new thing now. This ray tracing thing is a new thing now. And at this point, I'm gonna wait for reviews muna. I mean, may panahon pa naman tayo. We can always wait for reviews. It's not always like buy it now or forever hold your peace. So I'm gonna wait for reviews and then maybe I'll impulse buy. Maybe, diba? If I have the money in my pockets and I don't have anything to spend it on, maybe I'll impulse buy. Maybe. I have to say though, my 1080 Ti definitely was definitely nasulit ko yung 1080 Ti ko for the most part. I mined with it for about 7 months, so it's basically paid for itself. I didn't really calculate it, but I'm pretty sure it paid for itself already. Ah, man. Alright guys, so I think that's about it for our big time show today. I hope you enjoyed our not very, you know, not very critical phone yung phone content natin, yung people wanted to talk about the Pocophone, but why would you want to? There's nothing to talk about the Pocophone. All we know is the specs, eh. But yeah, the Pocophone, most likely 17,000 yan pagdating sa Pilipinas. And we're not the first batch. We're not gonna be the first batch of countries it spreads to, but it's gonna spread to the Philippines, for sure. So just gotta wait and see. It's probably gonna launch here, I'm gonna say late September. I'm gonna say, yeah, mga September 20, paglabas ni RTX 2080. That's when I think the Pocophone will be available in the Philippines. So not a long wait. Mag-ipon ka na for your Pocophone. Other than that, the Oppo F9, importante sa'yo yan kung mahilig ka mag-selfies and ayaw mo ng notch. But otherwise, I think, you know, it's similar to the Oppo F7. And I think everybody's excited about the Pocophone. So, there you go. Anyway, mga kuya, mga ate, that's it for our show just today. Welcome back to the BTS. Welcome back, BTS. Thank you for... I have unfortunate three-week absence of BTS. But we're back. And I am currently on the way to recovery from my colds. So hopefully I get better, and hopefully our next episode will not be so I don't have to cough every so often. Maybe next episode. God. There's nothing particularly new about the Pocophone. Just wants to show their prowess when it comes to economy of scale and profit cutting. Yeah, there you go. Tama si Kuya Brickster, you know. Nothing particularly new, right? It's not gonna blow our minds when it comes to, you know, image quality and whatnot for sure. So it just blew our minds when it comes to pricing. Yun lang talaga. Nothing else to discuss about it except it's a really affordable flagship phone. So that's all. Alright, let's wrap this up. Ano pa bang ano ko dito? Let me close. Mamaya ako na i-close yung mga windows na to. Pocophone. By the way, may not si Pocophone though. So, Alright guys, so I think that's about it for our show. Welcome back to BTS. Welcome back BTS from the 3-week hiatus. That's it for our show. Thank you very much for watching, mga kuyas. And welcome back to the BTS. Welcome back to, hopefully I get better for the next show. And, oh my God. Yeah. Dapat talaga, nasan yung Vixo? Ang layo nung Vixo nandun. What was I gonna say? I don't know kung may product launches this coming week. But, we'll likely still have an episode or maybe some... Oh, no. Hello? Well, dapat di ko na tinuloy, pero nag-crash yung ating stream. Kung kailan tayo patapos, nag-crash yung stream, no? Wait, I'm checking my stream. Okay, it's going na. So, nag-crash yung stream. I don't know if you heard. Nag-tung-tung siya. You know why? You know why nag-crash yung stream? Kasi tinanggalan ko ng 8 gigs of RAM yung yung Alienware. Dinowngrade ko siya from 16 gig to 8 gigs para lang ma-upgrade yung RAM ng FX504. I'm sure that's it kasi hindi nagka-crash yan normally eh. But yeah, yun ang ating show for this week, no? In-enable ko lang ulit para may proper goodbyes tayo. Thank you very much for watching. That's it for our show. For Big Time Show, August 25, 2018. Pocophone show, I guess. Yeah, don't buy. If you're buying a laptop with 4 gigs of RAM, upgrade nyo talaga. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye-bye!